afternoon and good evening, but more importantly, blue morning to you. Again, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to the Blue Morning Show on a Chelsea Perspective. Not too much have changed, but there's so much to talk about because it is a silly season. Things are everywhere. We'll talk about Armando Broja, talk about Levi Colwill, talk about De Jong, the Ligt, Dembele, Raphinha, and all the players that we've been linked with. So sit back and relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to the Blue Morning Show. Welcome back to another transfer watch on a Chelsea Perspective. And again, like I said before the start of the show, not too much have changed, but still too many, a lot of stuff to talk about because it is indeed a silly season where we'll digest, analyze, and then try to come to a sensible conclusions. I will carry on alone. If anybody joins me on the panel, fine. If not, I will go solo, and believe me, it will still be fun. Again, as it is tradition here, I will start by going through what we already have in the chat and talk to the people there, see how they are doing. Then we can move on. Again, already we're moving fast today. We already have 34 people watching the show, and we have 20 likes already. That's not easy, and which is about 3 minutes into the show. So keep liking the video as you're coming in. I sincerely do appreciate that. Thank you very much, and please let me know if you can hear me very well. Again, I appreciate that. And this is Phantom of many topics saying CP, let's postpone Sunday 4 p.m. for exactly 1 week. I will not be prepared. Sorry, no worries, no need to say sorry because you need to do a research before we record the video, so it's very understandable, and it will not be late by that time. Phantom of many topics says, forced to hit excuse me, the like button as EPL status. Yep, you won, and again you'll be part of the Champions League. Let's like the video, say this, the king of the house, Steve Chelsea. Nice to see you here, brother. Phantom, am I the only one here? You were the only one there. Chelsea Perspective, are you going to watch a Chelsea preseason over there in Vegas? Yes, I have the plans to do so with my family because my kids are only one. I'm not going to tell the story now. I called it. Okay, let me just go tell the story quickly. I called the two of them. I asked the older one, what club do you support? He said Chelsea. The other one, he said Liverpool. How that happened, how that is possible, I just don't know. But it broke my heart. Maybe that would change with time. Steve Chelsea, a big up Phantom says, big up Phantom. And True Blue says, morning, Steve. Morning to you, True Blue. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are well with you and your family. Blue morning to you, Kachila. Blue morning to Joss Viola, the queen of the house. You're very early today. Thank you for finding time to join us again. I hope you're doing well. I sincerely do hope things are well with you and your family. And then again, I'm going to skip quite down to somebody I haven't said hello to. Harry says, good morning, Harry Kiwa. Good morning to you too, Harry. I hope you're doing well. Did I miss anybody here? Felix, good morning to you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Again, anybody else? My brother and friend, Z-Voy Matt. I pronounced his name for 1,000 years until I found out that's the reason why I'm not able to find him on Google. Matt, how are you doing today, brother? I do hope you're doing well. As the show progresses, I will find time to share the link to Matt's YouTube channel. But if you click through his avatar, I think it will lead you to his channel. Be sure to subscribe and tell him I sent you. So Matt, nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Again, I'm just going to get to the bottom of everything. And then, like I said, we will talk about Armando Broja, talk about Levi Colwill, talk about De Light, talk about De Jong, talk about Nathan Ake, and then we will compare Nathan Ake with Levi Colwill and see if it will make business sense for the club to, pay anything nothing for 30 million for Nathan Ake, and then if that will scupper the development of Levi Colwill, it's a business that I don't think will make sense at all. But we'll see what happens. Again, who's asking? No live? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What are you asking there, Steve Chelsea? Why are you saying no live? I don't know. Is something wrong with the show? Let me know. I'm a bit. You're confusing me a bit. Okay, we're live. I'm seeing that right now. But that comment there, right there, confused me a bit. Here it says, I am doing great, Big Bros. Oscar Lee. Oscar, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Maybe your second kid likes the color red, so he just decided Liverpool, but he can't even read yet. I think probably he's heard me had conversation. I don't know with who. I'm not sure who exactly. My friends are mainly, most of them are, Manchester United fans, and also one of them is an Arsenal fan. So I just don't know where that came out of nowhere. But I'd argue maybe because he's just maybe he's not quite sure what he likes yet. I'd like to argue that. Steve, I pay for Fulham TV. Yeah, I get that. Phantom, again, no, I am asking Phantom about the preseason. Okay, good to understand. And please keep liking the video. We have 30 likes right now. That's a good sign. And maybe we'll get to 300 likes by the end of the show. But straight away, I want to bring in Bobby to hear his opinion, to see if things have changed for him, or if he still feels the way he was feeling when he spoke to us, when he was with us on the panel yesterday. Bobby, coming to you. How are you? First of all, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, good. And I hope you're good too, Coach.
Yeah, I can't complain. Thank you very much for asking. So, Bobby, tell us, how do you feel, given all the stuff that are out there, do you feel optimistic now, or are you still concerned?
First of all, I think it's important that people like you keep doing what you're doing. I think your strength is important for the fan base. Your optimism, until there's evidence to feel otherwise, is important to the fan base. I'm not a content maker, so I don't have that responsibility. So I'm free to express things the way I see it. Whereas if I was a content maker, I'll be slightly more restrained. That was highlighted to me when I went on the platform and I was talking, and there was this 14-year-old boy, you know him, I've forgotten his name, is it Ho-K or whatever?
It's a difficult one to remember. I think he was on Tobago's YouTube channel too.
He was on, and I had to pull some punches. I was like, wow, there's a kid here. I don't want to discourage him and put him on a downer. So, there is always that air of responsibility when you have responsibility. But hey, look, I'm a free man, so I can say it as it is, and I will say it as it is.
It is a free world too. We're all entitled to our opinions.
Well, it is a free world, but we need to exercise discipline. I believe in discipline. I believe in structure. And I believe in an order of things, but sadly, all that is lost in the modern world. However, having said that, moving on to football, I think we've come to a point where we need to try and understand what our ambition is. Going around with large files, flying from country to country, and having lunch.
I'm so sorry, Bobby. Just give me a second. Go ahead.
And having lunch is just helping create this image of Chelsea being a joke. We're aspiring to make purchases that will enable teams like Man City to buy players that we should have purchased, because once we make those purchases with City, they'll simply go and pick up your Jules Koundes of this world, your Torreses of this world, and if you're not careful, they might even make a beeline for Matthijs De Light. So we have now become the classic joke. We're not doing anything concrete. We're not purchasing off the grade A level of players that will make us continue with our success. And so we have to define what we're doing. Are we aspiring to just try and remain in the Premier League because that is where we are right now? Or are we aspiring for Premier League honours and Champions League honours, which is where we were and which is expensive? We knew that not investing in keeping Tony Rudiger would create problems, expensive problems to resolve, and this is where we are. Yet we're still haggling over De Ligt as if we have a choice. We don't have a choice. And the longer we leave it, the thing about football, the longer you are associated with a player and you don't get him, the harder it is to get him and the less likelihood you are to eventually get him. This is how it works. We're waiting for the last minute, something happening maybe today or so, because they keep saying in a few hours, a decision on Raphinha. But it's not really looking good, as it were, because it's taken so long. De Ligt, well, we've made it take too long. We've made it come to a situation where we are allowing people to make us not look like an attractive option. Oh, Bayern have a better pedigree. They're a better club to go to. Well, I dispute that, because if you're looking at the pedigree of a club, people go to Man City and they don't particularly have any pedigree, and people go to PSG and they don't have any pedigree. And the reason they go there is because they are highly financed. So you put your money where your mouth is, get your player, so that the media don't have the opportunity to make you look a fool. So answering your question, having gone this long way round, where is my mind? I think we're in trouble. I think we're in big trouble. I think if we don't have a signing walking through the door today, because the team has gone to the United States today, I think it is going to just continue to compound the issue. Whether we like it or not, Chelsea need players. We don't need to be seeing the bus leaving Stamford Bridge full of pride things and things like that. That's not what we're about. We're about football. I don't know where all this has come in. We want to see players. And if we don't get players, we are going to struggle. And if you think we cannot struggle against relegation, just look at Newcastle. What happened to them before they started doing what? Buying players.
Yeah, again, even if I'm concerned at this point, of which I'm not, I wouldn't agree that we'll be fighting for relegation, but I understand where your frustration is coming from, and I don't know. And one thing I will stop doing is trying to explain or trying to, maybe being denied to someone why where we're at today. Again, there's again, that's something I don't know. I don't have any more excuses for, but we'll see what happens. But I haven't yet jumped on the panic bus. I must let you know that. Tribune says a bad appearance in the brainwashing should begin early. I understand, I get your point. Maybe the indoctrination I'd prefer. Again, that's something I started because even from when they are 1.5, if they see the Chelsea crest, they start jumping. So I still haven't been able to find out how that happened, but we will see. Again, here with Steve Chelsea says, let's show up to 40. Yes, right now we're at 33 likes. We have 56 people watching. Yes, people keep liking the video, and I'm going to say what I say every day. I'd rather you like the video than you donate your hard and cash to the channel. The likes do more. You're doing enough by simply participating in the conversation, watching the video even when you're not commenting, sharing the stream so that others can join us. Those things do go a long way, and I appreciate that. So I can't thank you enough. So please, as you're coming in, keep liking the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Here, Barton Lumbeka says, big up Kachila, watching you from Zambia. Hope to enjoy the stream today. Yes, I do hope you enjoy it today. And more importantly, we do hope to bring you some good news that Chelsea have announced one player or the other, or that we're looking, we've agreed the terms with players that is beyond Nathan Ake, Raphinha, and Raheem Sterling. We hope that happens today. He says, "Oh, that's Astrid Blue. His second boy is 2 years old. That's the truth. Yeah, so that's why I changed it to indoctrination. Maybe bigger Bobby." And Julius Amo says, "Blessed morning to you at Coachella. It's I, not ELLA, but it sounds the same again. I understand. I trust you're good. How is Liam Lane faring? We miss him so much, and thanks for the stream. Yes, I would check up on Liam Lane to see how he's doing, how he's recovering from the COVID he contracted. I hope he's doing well. I will send him that is a message via Twitter DM to see how he's doing, and I'll get back to you guys. But I strongly hope he's doing well because we've all been praying for him. Again, here it says Sterling, Havertz, Raphinha. Again, that would be a very good front three, a good combo. But if the manager, deploys them in a manner that will allow them the independence to express themselves, to the independence to be at their best, that is what I want to see. I don't want a situation where if after spending that much money, players will still play in areas where they will be complaining they're being played out of positions. Yes, players should be able to play out of position because that's what they do for a living. But we have what is called specialty players. And when you have them and play them out of position, they have the excuse if they underperform. Again, that I'm not making an excuse for anybody. Big up to you, Bobby, says Julius. I'm saying hello to you. Says, like the streams. Yes, guys, keep liking the streams. Right now, we're at 36 likes, where we have 56 people watching. Keep liking the stream so that more people can join us, and more people we have here, it becomes more fun. Again, I'm going to see if we have anything to address here. Doing great. Again, just saying hello there. If there's nothing to address, I'll come back to the panel and talk with Bobby. Like the video. Yes, keep liking the video, people. Says we've made a signing after leaving for the US, and they joined. Yeah, that has happened before, but we will be better off. Yes, I get your argument here. We will be better off if we signed the players earlier and they joined the team. But there's an argument for why we haven't signed players at this point. We were on the restrictions. I'm going to keep saying it, even though I've tried to avoid it today, but it comes up again. We see what happens. Let's see again. I think we will definitely make signings. I can understand why fans are frustrated, and we are seeing all the other teams are strengthening their squads. Besides us, Sterling and Ake will be announced soon. Again, I hope so. Those are two good signings on their own. But the question remains: should we be spending that much money on Ake? If it's anything north of 50 million, even 40, I think it's a bit too much. Why we have the likes of Levi Colwill and Trevor Chalobah, whom we heard has played in. I heard he's played in that position before, but I haven't seen that happen myself. Good morning, Blue family. Ban for Dinho, nice to see you here. And by the way, I like your name, and I hope you're doing well. I'm just tired of Raphinha's story. Most of us are, but we'll see. The story is, it changes every second, and we're hearing now that he's likely to come to us, but I don't know. Is Fabrizio involved in the transfer? Relying on somebody who often quotes others is hardly the Bible. Yeah. Again, I think it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. They're all humans. It's not like they are any of them. Participate in the negotiation of the players' transfer. I don't know how they get the information, but in most cases, we're learning that. Again, we just have to look at what's out there, put two and two together. Dissect and analyze the information, then try to come to a sensible conclusion. A prime example is Grimes, who put it out there. I think, Bobby, you're well acquainted with that because you responded with a comment saying you will follow her to if that's in fact materializes. She said Dembele had already signed a 5-year deal with us. It's just, and then it turns out it is not the truth. So that's why you have to wait until you see the player holding the shirt, taking a picture with the Todd Boehy or Thomas Tuchel, and we get an official statement from the club. That's when you know really we have signed a player. Here, Broja can replace Lukaku. I think he can. Again, I took my time again to watch some of his games, and the truth remains I think he's capable of replacing Lukaku, and he's capable of fulfilling the hybrid role as a number 9 because he's quick, he can dribble, he's good on the ball. Again, all those things. But that's, by the way, now one update is coming. He's joined MK Dons on a season loan. I hope he does well there. Again, what else? I want us to start with. We're hearing that Chelsea's offer for De Light is not near the number that Juve are looking for. But I don't think but still, maybe it looks like our offer is better than what Bayern has offered Juve, because we're hearing they've already put in a bid, except if that's not the truth. But if it's the truth, they've already put in a bid. I don't think we'd go in with a bid that's lower than that of Bayern. But what we're hearing is just is simple that what our offer is not close to what Juve are looking. But Bobby, again, I want to bring you back. I know you've not been happy with how should I call it dilly-dally, how we're going back and forth with the Ligt story. It's one that I'm never one to argue that we should just give clubs the money they're asking for. But in the case of the Ligt, how desperate we are, the obvious reasons why we need reinforcement in the defensive area, I'd say give them what they want that makes sense, but don't overpay. Bobby, I want to get your thought on the De Light, because it's a conundrum on its own. With the whole thing overall, at this point, you could argue it's a conundrum, but independently, opposite of our De Light is a conundrum too. Your thoughts, Bobby?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you cannot be what I would call a financial pushover. What I'm seeing here with the De Light situation is not showing me any sort of intelligence. I mean, it's quite clear that we are the desperate party. Bayern Munich have ample defenders in the centre-back position. De Ligt would just be the icing on the cake. He's just a luxury to them. They're not desperate for him.
Here's why I don't think it's a luxury, Bobby. If I can come in quickly, if you don't mind. The Bayern president, he said openly, they have good defenders, but I don't think they will pay that much money. Yeah, I guess you could call it icing on the cake, but they understand quite well what De Light is capable of doing, even though he's still 21, 22. He's a born leader.
I'm not disputing his quality.
Yeah.
I'm just comparing the need of each club. Now, if Bayern don't get De Light, they will still be competitive at a very, very high level. If Chelsea don't get De Ligt, we have a gaping hole in our centre-back position that needs filling with a player. So your
argument is we are more in need of him than Bayern.
Exactly. We are more vulnerable. Now, what Juventus have seen is that we're more vulnerable, and we have bigger pockets. So I think they have fueled this a little bit in that, yes, Bayern want him, but they've made it look more precarious than perhaps it actually is for Chelsea. Look, sometimes you have to be financially aggressive in the football business. You've got to go in aggressively, take your player with the money and get out of there. All this dilly-dallying, we've just bid 70 million, Bayern, Juventus want 80 million. The longer it lasts, the more difficult it would be. If you notice, the longer it lasts, Juventus figure is going up and up and up. There was a time they would have taken 65 million. Now it's gone to 80. Now I'm beginning to hear rumors of maybe 100. So, it's foolishness. We're not showing we're smart. We're showing a lot of ignorance in football dealings. The implications of not getting these deals through. And, people keep talking about Chelsea fans panicking. Of course they should be concerned.
It's natural. That is the only time you don't panic is if you don't really like the club. Go ahead, Bobby, sorry.
Our rivals have their full squad, all their purchases intact, and they're going into pre-season with these players. The importance of having the whole team together at this time is the time with which you rehearse your processes that will take you through the season, so that you start seamlessly and you have a plan to take you through December, to take you through the World Cup period, to take you to the end of the season. Every player knowing exactly what they're going to do in the process of rotation. Chelsea don't have that. We're all over the place. Players don't even know if they're going to be at Chelsea at the start of the season, not to mention those that are going to arrive. So how are you going to integrate? How are you going to get a team together functioning like a well-oiled machine when everybody's here, there, everywhere, arriving in the middle of the season, It's not organized. We're disorganized. And let me tell you something, that sort of thing shows on the pitch. So when you see City playing in a certain way, or even Tottenham next season, or certainly Liverpool, don't be surprised. Their players have been rehearsing together when they should be rehearsing, not during the season when you've got matches you have to win and you can't barely experiment. You can't try this, you can't try that. You just have to guess and go for it. That is why fans are concerned. And that is why I tell you this. If these players do not start to come in from today, we have a big problem. And if we start seeing maybe Raphinha turns up on the 31st of August, De Ligt turns up on the 1st of September, okay, that's fine, they're here, but then the excuses will come. Oh, they're not used to the team. Oh, they don't understand Tuchel's system. Oh, chaos. Chaos FC. That's what we've become. Chaos FC. Whereas all the others got business done, players together, organized, rehearsed, ready. That's why people are concerned. And that's why I hold true to my word. I won't say what is the point of having them, but having them does not solve the problem if they come in late. If they come in late, in some ways, it even creates a bigger problem.
Again, I just saw an update that's really, really pissing me off right now. But first of all, I'm going to try and catch up the chat, and I'll share the update with those in the chat. I'm really pissed. That doesn't mean I've jumped onto the panic wagon or panic bus, but it just shows really what you just alluded to in a bit in a while ago, that we're not being smart in the market. It just doesn't make sense. But I'll quickly catch up with the chat and I'll continue. And again, thank you people for 52 likes. We're shooting for 300 likes today. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. It doesn't cost anything. If anybody asks you to pay, tell them Just Viola, the queen of the house, had already paid up for you. Here, John Langford said we should not go for Ake. He's average at best. Again, that's your argument, and we're all entitled to our opinion. Looks like Dembele will sign his contract with Barcelona. I do know if they're getting Raphinha too. Again, what we're hearing is that they'd be able to get just one. Again, is that possibility is for them to get both? They can. But what we're hearing is that Laporta is holding a meeting with Cruyff, which I think somehow, I don't know if it's related to Johan Cruyff and all the members of the board to discuss what to do. The rumors are that Xavi likes Dembele, but I think he would want Raphinha too. But they are, even though they have means to get money and then still do something in the market, I think they have to spend cautiously, not to remain in there for more longer shoot. And here, Thomas Kenyon Touré says that Broja don't have the energy. You think so? You haven't watched them quite well. Like what we should go for Koulibaly. Again, we're going for every player that there is. None, you could argue, none has come as yet. I mean, I would say stop, please. Let the players stop coming and come. It's as simple as that. I don't know how else to phrase it not to sound like I'm crazy. Shirang Date says, was Drinkwater's treatment right? Again, there's more to that story. I think I'd have to do my research to come to the conclusions whether Sarri treated them badly or not. Again, and after Sarri, he wasn't in the best of forms. So the subsequent managers that took over the club after Sarri, you can't blame them. If anything happened, like the stories, I've heard a bit of the story, but I have to read it fully to come to the conclusions whether Sarri treated him badly or not. It's not something I can talk about now. Who's best, Ake or Koulibaly? Koulibaly, for obvious reasons, is more experienced, is better on the ball. I think he's more physical, but again, they're players of different profile. They differ in so many ways. Here, Great Sanzi says we must assign De Light and Kounde as centre backs. They will be forced at the back for now and future, but it remains to be seen what the club wants to do. But I'm sure you heard Bobby's argument that we're not acting like we're serious to get De Light. Even again, he's a player that will bring quite a lot of leadership. Even at the age of 21, he captained Juventus, even with Chiellini in the team, who's almost twice as much as old as him. That's how good of a leader he is. I don't rate Ake, but I trust Tuchel. Maybe he's seen something we've done. Maybe he sees Ake as a rotational player. Again, the rumors are he wanted Ake at Dortmund. Maybe there's something he sees, like you argue, he sees in the player that we don't see. And one thing I'd like us to start doing right now, let's not start complaining about the players. Let's hope. Let's pray for the players to start coming. Whoever comes in, if that's the play, if the players are coming, are the players that the manager want, let's stop questioning that. We just want them to stop coming and come already, join the team, the trip, join the team in the US for preseason and be properly integrated into the team before the season starts. So again, I'm not concerned anymore about who we're going for. What I want is for them to stop coming and come already and join the team. That's just my argument. I am new here. Eric Hudson, nice to see you, brother. You look like, that may be Chris Brown, but again, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. And I sincerely do mean that. Felix says the latest too expensive. Chelsea should move for cheaper option. That's the problem. Why are we Chelsea? We are Chelsea. If we're Chelsea, we need to go for the very best. And De Light is young. It's not like he's old. It's not like he's old, he's too expensive, he's still young. He's got qualities that all the clubs are vying to have in the team, dying to have in the team. If we can get him for even for 80, 90 mil, I'd take him. He's still young, even in 3 years. If we feel like we need to sell him, he still have sell-on value because he's still very young, and there are no shortage of clubs willing, to buy the player and have him in their club. I believe in Broja's ability. I do too. And then the queen of the house says, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please keep liking the video. Again, we are here, the crew at Chelsea Perspective would rather you like the videos than you donate. The likes do more. You've already done enough by being part of the conversation, watching the videos, sharing the videos, and always visiting the channel. That alone, those things alone do more for the channel than the donations. But then again, we appreciate your support nonetheless. Again, 58 likes, that's not easy. I must say thank you to everyone who's watching and taking a second to like the video. It's the Leeds or nothing. Again, that's how I see it. Chelsea should go for Gnabry. That's another good suggestion if he's falling out or somewhat not in good terms with Bayern, but we don't know exactly what's going on there. Now, I'm going to come back to the panel, and this is the update I'm talking about. Let me show it here. I think I have to do this first. Sorry. Let me show the screen. That brings us to what Bobby talked about. Let me see. It's this one here. Where is it? Gosh, I missed it. Let me find it first before I'm missing it before I share it again. It got me really, really mad, and I'm not happy that it's actually happened even. So Bobby, before I showed that again. Can you tell us again why is it that at Chelsea, if the player, that De Light is an exception, I must say that. So I'm not talking about De Light at this point. I'm talking about Jonathan Klaus. That's the update I have for us. And the player himself, there's a video where he talks about how he loves Chelsea so much. Why haven't we developed the culture at the club to always at least look at players who's talked about how they love Chelsea? We have an Atletico Madrid player also who also actually wanted us to come for him, and he's a fine defender. I think he's from the same country as Edson Cavani, which is I've forgotten. But he's a fine player, a good one at that. How can I forget it? But my question is, Bobby, it doesn't make sense to me that we don't go for players who has openly spoken how much they love Chelsea Football Club. Why don't we have that culture?
I don't think we can talk about a purchase culture at this point when we don't even know what our strategy is. We've got new ownership. So that issue doesn't really arise right now. The point is, what is our plan? We don't know what the plan is. Are we now just playing for survival, which is what it looks like, or rather hoping we can survive? What is the plan? We see Todd Boehy flying 3,000 miles to go and have lunch in Barcelona. Okay, fine, carrying big files. These are optics. These are optics that, in football we have no interest in. We're looking for solutions, for action. And all this, what he's doing is not impressive, to be honest. What Clear Lake is doing is not impressive. Now, if they have come to Chelsea to start truly from the very, very beginning, which is from the dregs of the Premier League, at least prepare the fans for that. Because at the moment, that looks very much like what we're doing. They don't look like success is their priority. It's as simple as that. I can't see what's going on. There's no evidence that they are trying to improve the playing side. So, okay, that's fine. So let's forget about everything. Know that we are back to when we were with the transfer ban and reliant on the youth players. Forget about selling Ziyech and all that sort of thing. Know that our centre-backs are going to come from the academy, our wing-backs are coming from the academy, and our midfield. If we know that, then we can assess that we will be languishing in the bottom quartile of the Premier League. Do we like it? No, but at least mentally we'll be prepared for that shock. But all this pretense and linking us to this, that, and the other is a complete nonsense, an absolute joke, if you ask me. I'm not interested anymore, to be honest. I've got to a point where I'll very, very soon even stop, discussing all these players because it's meaningless. Yes, there are players wanting us. Are we looking at them? Well, clearly not.
Thanks, let me talk about it straight away because it's annoying, really, and I have to be honest with you. This is not me yet being panicking or jumping onto the panic box. Let's read this.
The truth is there to be discussed, isn't it?
Let's look at this. This is Fabrizio Romano, and this tweet how long ago? About 3:55. Not about again 20 minutes or 25 minutes ago. It says exclusive: Olympique Marseille have an opening bid ready to sign Jonathan Klaus from Lens. Talks now ongoing to reach an agreement. Again, Martin and Dybala are not in the list for Olympique Marseille this season. That's just him talking about some rumor. Now let's look at his numbers, and we're talking about a good competition for Reece James. Look at this guy's number in 2021-22. He played 37 games from a right wing back position or right back position, if you like. He scored 5 goals from there and created 11 chances. He made 11 assists. Why aren't we looking at this player? And it's not actually expensive. I think his transfer fee should be around 8 million or so, or 12 million. That's why I'm annoyed. These are the type of, maybe if we have the right people at the club, they right now will be finalizing the deal for this guy. And if you see him play, you know he's good. This is not about video clip because I follow the French league too. This is not about video clips on YouTube. The guy is good, and he's gotten a call up to the French national team, I think, twice. Look at his numbers. And we're not looking at him. Ty, can you come in regarding Jonathan Klaus? Why aren't we looking at him? And now Marseille most definitely gets him.
We are
really. So what's going on?
But it's not a priority. The thing is, and I think people need to remember that we have wing backs. The thing is, we have wing backs. Defenders, we have defenders, but they're not entirely good enough. The defense is more important than getting. Centre backs are more important than wing backs. They are wing backs or defenders as well. But I mean, the club are interested in him. They just want to focus on the defense, not the defense. The centre back position mostly. If he goes there, it's gutting to me because, like you were saying, you looked at his stats a while ago. He scored 5 goals, and that's basically comparing to what James does. I think James scored James scored. I don't remember the amount of goals he scored. So that is good competition for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good competition, and I mean, if you want an Aspi replacement in that sense, although Aspi wasn't really a right wing back, he was more of a right centre back and a right back. you're getting somebody who is around that same age, or probably 2 years younger than him, and I think he's going to be 30 this year though. So I think in that sense, you have yourself a replacement if you want to have a right wing back competition for James. He would be the ideal one. But right now, I think it's a case where the club just have other priorities, and I also think that it's lack of experience on the ownership part, and also Tuchel not having a director alongside him to mentor him in terms of signing. Because right now, I'm not gonna hide away from saying this. I don't think Tuchel knows what he wants. I don't think he knows what he wants in the defense.
Why are you blaming Tuchel, Ty? Why are you blaming Tuchel? How do you know he doesn't know what he wants?
I'm saying that he doesn't know what he wants, because
that's what I'm saying. How possible? How could you come to that conclusion? Whereas we have players who are saying he's the one that's, he wants this player, he wants Ake, he wants Raheem Sterling, right? And we've heard also that he wants the Ligt.
That is one centre back. That's an assurance. There's only assurance about one centre back, and that's Ake. You're not sure about anybody, because we're talking to Koulibaly, we're talking to De Light, we're talking to Kounde, we're talking to Kimpembe, and Upamecano's being offered to us now. So there's Pavard as well. There's a lot of players that are being discussed and probably being considered. But at the same time, I don't think Tuchel knows entirely what he wants. He wants Ake, that's fine. He wants Sterling, that's fine. But I don't think he knows what he wants, because he's looking at this player and saying, oh, you know what, I could do good with this player. Then he sees another player that he thinks is good and he wants them as well. But it's not feasible. The price for these players, the parent clubs are not willing to let these players go on a cheap. The only possible signing that would probably be cheaper than, probably what he would be being asked for him in the past is Koulibaly, because Koulibaly would have been 80 million a couple of years ago. Now he's being
we're looking at him too then, right?
Yeah, we're looking at those players, but the thing is, I don't think we know per se what we want, because we need at least 2 centre backs and possibly 3, depending if Asp leaves, which it looks likely. So we need 3 centre backs, or we want 3 centre backs. So in that sense, that's going to be Ake, who looks close, and then you have options of Kimpembe, Kounde, Koulibaly, and the Ligt is still there possibly. So I think that is 4 out of, and you need 2 more options out of to pair with Ake. So in that sense, that is what I'm saying. Tuchel doesn't know what he wants, because he's interested in this player, he's interested in this player.
No. How about if I argue, Ty? I hope you don't mind me cutting in. Are you okay? Should I go ahead?
Yeah.
How about if in fact the reason we're talking to every player, because we're not sure if we'll be able to get the other players, who might as well start negotiating with the other one. So if one doesn't work, the other one works. That may well be the case, but we don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I just saw that they're saying that that's not just Viola was saying that's not right. What I'm saying is that the point I'm making is that Tuchel is looking at defenders, but at the same time he doesn't know, he can't make a decision to say that, you know what, out of all these 4 other options, all of them are class, and if they come into my team, I could probably do something with them. So, but I can't get all of them. And even Steve Chelsea saying he doesn't know what he wants. He's confused, because there's 4 players that he thinks is good, but he doesn't know which one to choose, because you have Koulibaly, who we know would bring leadership. You have Kounde, who adds versatility. You have the Ligt, who adds versatility as well, and you have Kimpembe that he's worked with before. So what I'm saying is that he's confused, because he doesn't know which one to choose, because there's only 2 other options you can get from 4. You can't get all 5 of them. That's not realistic. Or you have other players in the team that could be getting a risk of not getting game time, despite how good they did. So Chalobah is still around, so you have to consider things like that, because Chalobah had a fine season last season, so you have to think about that as well. So that is why I'm saying that you need to replace 2 centre backs. I'm not sure about Ake replacing Rudiger. I don't think that is the case. I just think that Tuchel wants him and wants him in his team. But we still haven't found a replacement per se, or somebody who can fill in that slot that Rudiger would have left. So in that sense, I think we haven't really done much in that regard, and I feel like right now there's no certainty. But I mean, with Jonathan Klaus, I think it's unfortunate. If he goes to Marseille, then that's just down to the priorities that we have. The priorities right now, as I can see it, is the defense and the attack, which is wrong.
Then we're not being smart. That we're really not being smart.
That is why that's what I'm saying. Yeah. We don't have a director of football or a sporting director.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is that we're not going to get one until after the window shuts. That's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
And I know people that use this moment to blame Boehy and say, why did he let Marina leave? But people need to remember that it was down to decisions that had to be made because they have different things. Yes, I would have agreed to keep Marina around a bit more, but she's not necessarily someone that you look at to say that, oh, I want this, I want you go for this one, because she's not a scout, she's a negotiator. So in that sense, you don't need it. If Czech was there, maybe I can understand that. But Czech wanted to leave. It was by mutual consent. He saw that it was time to leave because things probably won't be the same under the era that he was a part of. So I think in that sense, people need to understand that in that case, you know, in terms of that, we don't have that director of football, and Todd Boehy is still new to this new football ownership. So he's gonna do things and, you know, not consider it. And I think clubs are gonna take advantage of that because they know that we're inexperienced in that regard, where we don't have somebody who's going to be scouting and saying, you know what, no, that Tuchel, you want this guy, but he has this certain weaknesses that even if you think you can fix him, or even if you think that you can get the best out of him, he's going to still have that weakness coming through. We don't have somebody like that, and in that sense, we're going to be signing certain players, and they may not even succeed at the club. So that is why I'm saying that Tuchel doesn't know what he wants because he doesn't have somebody to help him and to guide him along the way to make the decision that would make sense in that regard. But right now, it's not that we don't want Klose or we're not looking at him. It's that because of, I think the club is thinking immaturely, and I said because of that little video that came out that he's a Chelsea fan and things like that. So they say that, oh, maybe we could go back to him in the future after we finalize these deals in the defense, or rather the centre back position. So in that sense, I just feel like it's not that we don't want them. I think we could get one wing back this summer, because we can't get 11 new players. That's not realistic. But right now, I just think that it's a case where the priority right now is the defense and the attack, and then anything else after that, it just happens. And that's just unfortunate.
If we swoop in for him right now and get him in 2 years, we'll be saying what is still, you know, because usually players we buy from the French league, they do well. But that's, by the way, I'm really not happy about the situation. Maybe that's a chance we'll still swoop in and get him, but I just don't know. And I want to say again, thank you to you for joining the panel, and I sincerely do hope you're doing well. Right now, we have 144 people watching. We had 160-something people watching, and we have 72 likes. We're shooting for 300 likes today, so please keep liking the video. The likes go a long way for the channel, and I can't thank you enough for where we are today. Right now, we are at 3,735 subscribers. We're not far away from 4,000 subscribers. I know we'll get there in a few days. So thank you so much. We're here where we are today because of you. So I'm going to try and catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to the panel with the next topic. Here again, where did I stop? Smith David says, good evening, bro. Please, we should be fast about this transfer market because I am sick of these delays regarding our businesses. I'm only sick about the delays regarding, again, the signing of Kounde, but for some reason, I'm not sure why the club hasn't moved quickly for Kounde and De Light, especially De Light, given what he will offer to us. He's able to fulfill the Thiago Silva role. De Light can also play on the right-hand side, and De Light can also play on the left-hand side. It doesn't really matter the system you're playing. He is that good. That's why I'm not happy that we're not going in seriously for him. It doesn't, maybe they're serious, but I think they're not doing enough. And the poll where I asked, what should Chelsea do? Pay the money and get De Light. Sorry, I'm missing the word, get there. I'm waiting for Just Viola to disgrace me publicly again for missing the word get, negotiate lower fee. 16% said negotiate lower fee, 51% said pay the money and get a delete, and 32% said forget a delete. So I'm going to end that poll because I wanted to ask to put up another poll there quickly. Boehy will get signings. I still do believe that, but I want them to come in as quickly as possible. I want them, to start coming, stop coming and come already. That's how I want it. Big up Koulibaly. Klaus has just signed for Marseille. Has he signed already? What I saw is that they're still negotiating. Koulibaly, what is holding Sterling? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anybody on the panel has any answer to that. I don't know. Maybe the club, maybe Chelsea Football Club are waiting to unveil him and Ake together, or maybe they're looking at other options because there's a chance, like I told Ty a minute ago, there's a chance the club are talking to multiple players, not necessarily with the intention of getting all of them, but if this one doesn't work, the other one works, but eventually it's all out there. Maybe that's, I'm not sure. I just can't say, well, we don't want a Raphinha. Again, you don't want Raphinha, not we. I can tell you the majority of Chelsea fans do want a Raphinha, and the club also do want him. But we'll see what happens. I already told you, Sarri waited until the window closed to tell Drinkwater he wasn't in his plans. That wasn't nice. Yes, you told me that, but that I don't remember. When did you tell me that? I don't remember when you told me that. Please do let me know. Again, if Sarri did this thing you said here, that wasn't nice at all. That's not okay. He should have told him earlier. Koulibaly, what's happening with Sterling? I'm not sure yet. I'll highlight this. So we'll talk about it later. I'm going to skip quite a few things. Langford, elaborate who you're talking with. I think we are wasting too much time on players who are not willing to play for us. It's about time we move on, honestly. Again, if we start, looking at players or preferences, there are quite a lot of players in our team right now that we wouldn't have signed. Kai Havertz, for instance, we heard before time that his preference was to play for Barcelona or Real Madrid, yet we signed him, and look, he's doing his best at Chelsea Football Club. Same thing as Timo Werner. Chelsea wasn't his first choice. So I don't think that's an issue for me. I'm going to come quickly. I'll talk to Bobby, and I'll keep skipping. I'll skip quite a few comments there to get to the bottom. So next thing we'll talk about will be our line. Bobby, let me ask you this. The delays in signing players, to you, do you agree with Ty that the problem is in fact that Tuchel doesn't know what he wants? That's why we've not been able, we're talking to all these defenders. So that's why, let me say, I don't know, Ty, correct me if I'm misquoting you. That's why we've not been able to bring in players, to focus on one player or two players and bring them in. Your thoughts?
Well, it's a mixture of many things, isn't it? People are talking about scouting players, but as far as I know, Scott McCracken is still there, so we still have a scout. Exactly what he does, I don't know. People are talking about Petr Cech. What would Petr Cech actually do? I don't know. The truth of the matter is that Todd Boehy is struggling to close deals. Roman Abramovich, all he had to do was either send you an invite to his yacht, or make an appointment, and deals are signed before he even gets into the room. Just the mere thought of him wanting to see you would make players sign the deal. We're not seeing that anymore, woe for old times. But, I don't know. I think it's a mixture of all sorts of things. Todd Boehly's out of his depth. He is viewing this like baseball. This isn't baseball, Every other part of the world has a common football culture that America is not involved with. America looks at football that they call soccer as a sort of, I'm going to address something that you often speak about, but there is a truth. There's an elephant in the room that I don't know why people are afraid to speak the truth. In America, football is emphasized because of their women's team. And it's not the masculine sport. It's not followed by the guys in America as much. And they don't look at it as a masculine sport. The masculine sport is American football, or to a certain extent basketball. And now in Europe, in England and in Africa and all these places, football is the masculine sport. That is what is emphasized. That is where the money is. That's where the guys go to. And he's not looking at it that way. I think he doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand the culture. He doesn't understand the dynamics, the need for players, the need for certain players at certain times. All this is new to him. So he's swanning around with files having lunch as if he's got all the time in the world. Maybe he's looking like, oh, I've got till September the 1st to do these transfers. I've got plenty of time. It doesn't work like that. And he doesn't know this, but because he's the boss, everybody has to fall in line with what he wants. I'm not holding any hope. I'm preparing myself for some problems. I'll be pleasantly surprised if there isn't. But I don't see how there won't be with this sort of attitude. We're not signing players. That is the reality. We're allowing rumours to get out there that players don't want to come to Chelsea, yada, yada, yada. That is the reality. Now, what is the plan going forward? Our squad is deplenished. We have lost players rather than gained players in major key positions, especially in the defence. That is a problem. Our first Premier League game is on the 5th of August. Are we ready? We are nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready at all. And so we just have to brace ourselves. We're in for some real trouble. It's just that some of us are prepared sooner than others. Better to be ready mentally now than to have to deal with the shock when you go and play Everton and they cane you 4-5-0 and you start wondering why.
Yeah, I do agree with that argument. I think it's a bit of everything, not strictly because of Thomas Tuchel. So, Ty, you beat me on that one. Bobby supports you. Kimso says, hello, Coach Ake, as a standalone player, it's not included or not, the deals are not together. So that makes me wonder why, why aren't they done with the Sterling deal? Are they planning to announce a lot of players together? But it just doesn't make sense. I hope that one doesn't fall through because it would be a serious setback, especially from the perspective of the fans who's been worried, who are worried already. Why is Chelsea not interested in Serge Gnabry? We could have completed that deal by now instead of wasting time on Dembele and Raphinha. I just don't know. That's a question I cannot answer. I'm for sure. Sir?
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a question I cannot answer. Again, I don't know why.
I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Ty, if you have an answer to that.
Okay, so is Gnabry a player that Tuchel would use in his team, and the best thing would be that he's gonna have his potential, or rather have the greatest performance under Tuchel. Because the profile of Gnabry is somebody that reminds me of somebody that, based on the way that the system is right now, but people saying that we're changing formation and they use that to say that we're changing the system. But the formation alone is not going to make players perform better. You have to change the instructions that you give them to do. Because if you're telling players that for the entirety of their career, if they're not physically up to that strength to do things, they're not going to be able to do that. Look at Hudson-Odoi. He came on to that. He's losing the ball easily. He's tumbling down quite easily because he knows he's not physical enough, and he was doing things to ensure that his physical side improves. So in terms of that, the instructions that you give somebody is going to be key to the way that they play. And that is why players like Ziyech, who wants to leave, and although people are saying that why we're going to be selling him, even though he's the one that is open to leaving, and we're going to change the formation, whether or not we change to a 4-3-3, if the system is still the same, if the defenders are instructed to do the same thing and everything else, it makes no difference, because you need to change the system in order to get certain players to play. And I mean, that is why I think in those cases, even though if you change the formation, it depends on if Tuchel instructions changes for the players that are at the club. So yes, people look at it that we're wasting time on Dembele and Raphinha, which I don't think we're wasting time on Dembele, because Dembele was always 50-50, because he could always pull an Mbappe and end up staying at Barcelona. Raphinha is not to me, I still don't see it as wasting time. I think it's being pushed out by Leeds and Barcelona, but it's not wasting time if in the end we get Raphinha. I don't understand.
And it's actually looking like he's going to come to us.
You never know, honestly. I don't know. I feel like Barcelona may just do some stingy thing and they get both of them. But I mean, right now, if Leeds accept anything less than what we have offered, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for that, Ty. I appreciate that. I appreciate that input right there. Quickly, I'm going to try and scroll to the bottom of the chat again. And I think the team already is leaving for the US. And why is Chelsea now? Again, we've read that. I'm going to skip to quite a few. There's something I need to address quickly. Let me see if we get to that place. And just give me a second. I want to see something here. It says, again, so my last time here, it cannot chat in Twitter, cannot be near my heart. Again, say sorry, love. What's he saying? He said that he's contacted me, never did. Did I? I don't know where this is coming from. Did I talk about the still street beer here today? Was in hospital for two weeks. Weird pain. Here's the thing, street beer. Apologies. I don't know you were in the hospital. And you know how we operate here. If I knew you were in the hospital, I'd tell the people in the chat to pray for you. That's how we operate here. We've done that for Glenn. We've done that for quite a lot of people. Most especially if I knew if I hear it anywhere that you are you are hospitalized, I wouldn't take it lightly. Again, you know I love you. You know, that's how we operate here. So again, apologies if you said something about you not being well and I didn't see it. I sincerely do apologize. Again, that's not how we operate here. You know, I'd immediately ask people to pray for you. If I heard that you were sick and you're in the hospital, again, I don't know. I missed it somehow. I hope you forgive me. Apologies. So please, if you said it, I didn't see it. She says yes, but which means she said it. So straight here, if you said it, I sincerely do apologize to you. I did not see it. Again, if you're not doing well and you're in the hospital, believe me. Okay, I'm not going to say anything much, but if you don't believe, if you believe I saw it, I didn't do anything, again, that's up to you. And if you believe I saw it, I didn't do anything, again, sincerely, I apologize. It was a mistake. You know, I wouldn't do that intentionally. You know how much I love you. You know how much I respect you too. And I appreciate all your support for this channel, but please calm down. Calm down. I'm begging you, just calm down. Again, if you're pissed, I'm sorry. That's, by the way, I'm going to come back to the panel immediately. And Bobby, again, I want to start with you. I want to ask you this question. The rumors out there that Thomas Tuchel doesn't rate Broja, but there's no way to confirm that rumor. There's a chance that it's absolute nonsense. There's a chance there's some measure of truth to it. And I want to say quickly, every time we switch topic, I will scroll to the bottom of the chat, because if I don't do that, I'll keep reading stuff that's related to a topic we've moved on from, and then we'll be going back and forth topic, and I don't think it will make sense. Those that are watching will get confused. Again, Steve Chester says, again, I've read that. My question to you, Bobby, is what else should Armando Broja do to prove himself? Do you think we should let him leave alone again, which I see as a huge risk, a very, very dangerous one indeed? And then do you think he should be integrated into the team? Whatever your choice is, why? This is not about us talking about game time, because I know what you think about players asking for game time. But we must consider his I think he's from Serbia, right? Is it Serbia or where's he from? I think he's an international, let me just phrase it that way. Even Southampton wanted to keep him. Napoli wants him. He's good enough that there aren't shortage of clubs that want to sign him. So I want to get your thoughts. What do you want the club to do with him, and what more, does he need to do to prove that he's fine?
By the way, Broja's from Albania. Listen.
Albania, yeah, thank you. The same country as what's his name? Helgi. Go ahead.
Is he on the plane to the States? Has anybody checked on the website?
I'll check for you. Go ahead.
If he's on the plane to the States, what he has to do is perform. Simple. I don't think I don't think Tuchel is that stupid not to reckon with him. Who else have we got? We've got to use him, and if he shows that he's capable of being in the squad, he should be in the squad. Right now, my mind isn't even on any purchases. I'm looking at the players we got.
Did we lose you, Bobby? Are you still there?
Yeah. So I was having a drink of water. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that Tuchel doesn't reckon with him. I think he does. It's just that all this talk of selling, there may be some strategy there. I don't know. I don't think we have any strategy about anything, really. So if he's on the plane, what Broja has to do is perform during pre-season, as do all the academy boys and returning loanees.
Okay, let me read. There's something. Okay, there's some development here in the chat. And again, let me see. Let me start from where the comments in the chat aligns with what we're talking about right now. The tie comes in. Just 1 second.
Who love football. What was the point? Even if he doesn't have any consortium there, I don't understand this question. We have no idea about Boehy and his fervour for football. This Luis Riviera. Yeah, I agree to some extent what Luis is saying. Look, clearly Boehy has an interest or is a football fan. You know, he's really put himself in the forefront of Chelsea, and I can well imagine that he will grow to love Chelsea, especially if we somehow get successful. Somebody's put that Broja is not on the plane. But the thing is, I don't think he understands the football he's in love with. His concept of loving football is not our concept of loving football, in my opinion. I'll give you an example. We have a guy here that we all love that joins the panel, the Phantom of Many Topics. Now, he's a typical American. You know, he likes football. I mean, he's just new to football. He's someone that can support Chelsea and Fulham at the same time. And he's not really understood the culture of English football. Although he comes to games, apparently, I'm made to understand, and he follows a lot of the Chelsea platform. So he has an interest, but he's not part of the culture yet. I tend to look at somebody like Todd Boehy that way. Now, if it's true, according to Sportswire, that Broja is not on the plane to US, and that's a Jacob Steinberg report. I don't know whether to believe these guys. I guess we have to. Then that is another big problem. That is an almighty problem. It really is. Because what are we doing? It shows we actually have less plans than I thought we did in the first place.
He's gonna be joining the team though.
Oh, they said he's going to join the team.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about it again.
There's a situation right now that he's not able to join the team on the plane today, but he'll be there next week.
Okay, so what is the situation? What stopped him from joining?
It hasn't been revealed yet. It's based on what the website says.
Okay, well, if there's plans for him to join next week, then that's good. But if he wasn't going to be with the pre-season team and be given the opportunity to integrate, then that would have been a huge concern to me. But if he's delayed, maybe, I don't know, I don't even want to know, because I don't think we're doing any deals, so I don't think it's worth me even speculating. Because if we have a deal for Broja, I can assure you it's not going to be an intelligent one. It won't be one that will tell a team like West Ham, okay, give us Declan Rice. You know, we wouldn't do anything like that. So, you know, let's just hope he's not sold.
Yeah, I just hope he's not sold because he's quick, he's good on the ball, he's capable of playing on the flanks too. So he's a hybrid of a striker. He's not, you could argue he's not really a traditional striker. But that's, by the way, I'm going to say hello to VJ. I hope you're doing well. And again, quickly, I'm going to say this to Street Beer. I love you, I respect you, and I've even sent you a message privately saying, okay, I'm sorry if that's how you see it, but please do not turn to the chat into something else. We're here to talk about Chelsea, and wholeheartedly, and God knows I'm saying the truth, whatever you're going through, I hope you overcome it. If you believe, you can overcome it. And I'm sorry to hear about your situation. The day you talked about your situation here, everybody who was here in the chat and on the panel knew immediately how I felt. I was close to tears. And this is just me telling you the truth, and that's who I am. But please, I don't want you to continue bombarding the chat with something they shouldn't be hearing.
What happened to Strip Bear?
She was here in the chat, and then we were talking. Nothing happened to her yet. She's fine, and I believe she'll be fine. She jumped to that she's dying. Immediately I lost my cool. I couldn't even control myself. And everybody that was in the chat that day could sense it. I was virtually nearly crying. I just had to hold myself and ended the show. And she talked about her issues with bipolar and all that. I understood immediately. But that day, that one really touched me. And everybody that was watching that day could see it. I was on the verge of tears, but I held myself quiet because I was hosting the show. But I think the show even probably ended quicker than it should because I wasn't myself anymore. And now she's saying she told me that I didn't talk. I don't know where the other things is coming from. Please keep it cool. Again, openly, and God knows I'm saying the truth. Whatever you're going through, I believe you overcome, but please stop bombarding the chat with those things. I've even sent you private message saying, okay, sorry if that's how you see it. Please, I don't want that to continue in the chat. And I really do mean it, okay? So again, go ahead, Bobby, if you're saying something.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow, Strip Bear, everybody loves Strip Bear. My goodness, she's a legend. And if she's not been well, then wow, the whole fan base will be affected by that, Strip Bear. Don't think you've got no love. That is an absolute lie of the devil himself. We all love you here and everywhere. I've seen Strip Bear on so many different channels, and she's somebody I see her on Twitter. I mean, Strip Bear is up there. She is one of the major parts of the Chelsea social media fan base. So, don't doubt your love, Strip Bear. And if you're not well, get well soon. God bless you.
God bless you. And that's the same thing. That day I talked about it. I said, I hope you get through it. Again, but the problem is when she talked with me privately, she started talking about something else. So I wasn't sure what to believe or not. But again, I was really touched that day. And I did talk about it with someone else privately, and that person can confirm how downcast I was because of the whole thing. But again, I'm guessing I'm taking it because maybe the other issues you're having is the reason why you're exploding in the chat. But that's fine. Again, I hope you get through it. But please just stop bombarding my private messages too, because I don't want to go to the extent of doing what comes to mind. I understand what you're going through, and I understand, like you said, you're bipolar. I understand that may well be the case why you're sounding as you is. Like you said, I didn't say that myself. Again, I'm praying for you, and if you're in the chat, please do say a little prayer for her. And you said you're going. If you're going, that's okay by me. Most importantly, for you to stay. I want you alive. Because the truth is, you're one of the biggest fans I've ever known. And this is not me patronizing you. This is me being truthful. And I'm never the one that's into butt licking. No matter how close I'm to you, I like saying things as they are. So if you say okay, you're going, okay, bye-bye, just be safe. And I'll keep praying for you. And I'm honest about that. And if you're in the chat, please take a second. Tell her how much you love her. And if that's the last time we see her here, I'm okay with this as long as she's fine. That's, by the way, and then we get back to the show. We were talking about, okay, you've already talked about Broja, and I want to come to you, Ty. You tell me, what do you think about Armando Broja? What else do you think that he has to do for Thomas Tuchel to respect what he's done in the Premier League? You can say he didn't do that much, but the little time he had to play, I think he was brilliant for Southampton. He's strong, powerful, good on the ball. Usually, when you see players that are good on the ball, they usually lack, in terms of strength and power. Only Drogba, for a long time, is one of the strikers. Drogba and what's his name, Diego Costa, are the two strikers that we've had in the past who are powerful and also good on the ball. I think Armando Broja is powerful. He's quick. He's also good on the ball. So your thoughts are, do you think he will make it into the team? And what else does he need to do, to really prove that he's good enough to stay? We shouldn't even be considering selling him. Look at the clubs that are looking at him. Southampton, West Ham United, and even Napoli, because Napoli, they're bracing themselves because there's a chance they lose Ousmane. So you can come in now and tie.
First of all, I don't know about what he has to do, because the little time that he had, I remember we didn't really have preseason. We had preseason games, but the preseason per se wasn't the greatest, because obviously the Euros had played a role in the amount of time that you could really train together. So in terms of that was a issue. So for me, I remember when he played in the preseason game, I think it was against Bournemouth, and he came on. He created one goal for, I think, what's his name? Not Bogo, whatever his name is, another striker, and he left last season as well. He showed something that reminded me of Costa. The way he controlled the ball and then he struck it. That was it wasn't easy as well, because I think it was Baba Rahman who made the cross to him, and he had to control it using his stomach, and in terms of that, he had to control it and then get onto his preferred foot and then shoot it. So I think in that sense, that was a good indication. I saw when he was playing against Man City at Southampton, and how close he was to scoring goals. He hit the post, because I think Southampton actually, I don't remember if they didn't win, but I think they struck early, and they nearly scored 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Broja had hit the post, and then he hit the crossbar. Those were all indications that reminded me of a Costa type of player. The way he was moving, the way he was shooting, the way he adds pressure to the defense, and the way that he's able to create as well. Those are indications of a player that, for me, I don't think a club should be looking to sell. And you just said something about the teams interested in him. It's not only English teams, there are international clubs from different leagues that are interested. You have Napoli that are interested in him. You have teams in Germany, Spain. Those are indications that the player is actually attractive to other clubs, and that they believe that if he comes to the club, he can actually be key for them in the future. Those are indications that you don't want, that you shouldn't be looking to sell those type of players, and those players are players that can actually benefit the team in the future. For me, Broja hasn't really, finished the season off well last season, but that was down to him getting that injury that he had, and then he never really came out the same. I think, to me, I just do understand in terms of everything what Tuchel will do. I mean, Tuchel publicly said, it's not him being quoted or anything. He publicly said that he has to see him and Gallagher in pre-season before making that decision. And right now, that should be the only thing that should be believed. People say that, yes, there's no decision made on him yet, and that's understandable. But I feel like if we sell him, it would be very heartbreaking for me, at least, because I think in the near future we could see him be that player that can benefit us and save us money in terms of trying to find a striker. So I think in that sense, give him an opportunity. If everything fails, you trust him, because I think we need as much depth in the squad as possible. And last season I was hoping he stayed, but he ended up going to Southampton, and there was nothing really. For me, I don't think we should sell him, because at this time we don't have any assurance of getting in a striker, and there's only so little strikers that would suit what Tuchel does. And based off what I saw of him in the little games, although you can't really use preseason to judge players because certain players would turn up in preseason and then when the season starts, they don't perform good. But those little things are not things that you can only just do in preseason. The things that he was doing, he replicated that at Southampton, and the goals that he had scored were goals that are goals that reminded me of Costa, and a situation where his attitude is like that, where he has that flair in him that, you know, he times his run perfectly. Sometimes he does, you know, get it wrong, and sometimes he does drift offside, but he has the pace, he has the attributes that could make him succeed. It's just about if the situation is if Tuchel is willing to have him in the team and trust him in to become that player in the future, but I just don't know.
Yep. Again, thank you very much for that input. I'm going to try to catch up quite. Again, I am a bit, out of place right now, but I'll try and get myself together. Now, I'm going to try to catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to the panel with the next topic. Again, the poll I have out there says, should Chelsea keep Broja? Already, 77% says yes, he's good enough. And 23% says no, he needs another loan move. But we'll see what happens. Again, says so far, Chelsea should sign how many players? I don't know. I don't have the number for you. Again, take care. Again, yes, a lot of people saying take care, sweet beer. And this is Steve Chelsea saying no matter any situation, we need to control ourselves when talking. It matters. Again, I have my reasons not to just go into that deeply. Sweet beer, I wish you all the best, says Todd. Thank you very much for kindly saying that. And it looks like I missed something where Nick Blue says a happy birthday to our great player, manager, legend Lucas Vialli. Again, a happy birthday to Vialli. He's a player I loved so much when he played for Chelsea. Even when he was a player manager, he was great for us. Again, take care, Stripia, everybody showing how much they love Stripia. But that's, by the way, I'm going to start skipping those and then read all the things we have here. Again, I hope I'm able to get myself together. I just feel like ending the show now, but I'll keep pushing. Again, Nick, please say, Stripia, you are a legend in Chelsea content channels everywhere. And that's why we started calling her Queen of all streams here. And it's not about patronizing that, because all the love she shows our channels with donations and even being in the channel, and more than it's only here that I've asked her to please stop donating, and she prefers to donate because she says she loves the channel. But that, I don't want to go into that again. I want to move my mind beyond that. Broja, given the chance, it can be another Costa, and even you could argue better than Costa because he's quicker. And again, something else I want to talk about Armando Broja. It's not, again, I've always feared that maybe he sees himself as a traditional striker and as such will have issues fitting into Thomas Tuchel's plan. But I've looked at his games again. I've looked at how he plays. Again, he's able to drop deep, support the play. He's actually able to operate on the flanks in his hybrid of a striker. Again, Bobby, I want to get your thoughts on how Armando Broja plays. Looks like
okay. I was just trying to unmute. First of all, I think you should continue. I know it's rattling when somebody as big as Strip Bear kind of gets upset. It's not easy to take. Sometimes in the fan base, we get some of our members, they're struggling with different things, and hurt people hurt. They don't mean to hurt, but they lash out, and those closest to them, like yourself, often get the brunt of it. I've been on the receiving end of things like that as well, but you just have to take it on the chin and let the show go on, and hopefully they'll just get back and know that, look, there's love waiting for them when they do. So, Armando Broja, look, this is a kid. How old is he now? 20? If that. Right? This is a kid that is very mobile as a striker. He's a good finisher. He's decent in the air. I think he has a good left foot, a good right foot. He can play on either flank. He's mobile. What does he do up top? Similar to what Havertz is doing at the moment. But I think he is a player that can play with Havertz and cause a lot of havoc. I cannot, to this day, honestly understand any reason why Chelsea should want to be selling this guy, honestly. I have no understanding of it whatsoever, especially now that we have no striker. There is nobody there. Now, even if they are bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo is very, very, very short term, whereas Armando Broja is long term. We don't need to always wait for the finished article. What has that done us in the past? What good has that done us in the past? We've gone through striker after striker, spending basically hundreds of millions of pounds from Shevchenko to Torres to Lukaku. They've all been incredible flops. Give this kid an opportunity. He's not going to play all the time because he's young, but he's going to be effective. I think he's going to give us goals. And, there's only one way. We have nothing to lose as far as I'm concerned. And, something like this pre-season is a time to really look at him. Will he be balling out over pre-season? Well, pre-season is pre-season. It's there to really affect your fitness. But we will start to get an idea of his capabilities from that. So I'm 100% for keeping Armando Broja. I will be extremely disappointed if he's sold. It will just continue to reinforce my opinion that we have no plan. We have no plan, we have no strategy, we have no structure. And so we do stupid things. Getting rid of Armando Broja will be like getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne back in the day and Mo Salah back in the day. A colossal mistake.
Yeah, but Ty, you come and let us know what you think.
Sorry, about what?
Armando Broja, again, tell us overall, again, do you think we should keep him really? Just be truthful about it. No, forget about those clubs looking at him and all that. Do you really think we should keep him deep down?
I think we should. There's not many strikers out there that would actually suit Tuchel's system, and they would not be expensive, because every possible strategy you go for right now, unless you're gonna go for somebody that is unknown, is gonna be 100 million, and we can't be spending that every time. So I think the best thing to do is to keep him, see what he does, and then let him learn on the job. Because the best way to learn in a sense, unless it's a club like Man City or somebody who wants him on loan, which is not realistic. If you go to a team where the team is trying to, although it would benefit their confidence and their mindset would probably improve if they go to a team when they help them to stay up. It's not going to really help them, when they come back, because that's going to let them, accept mediocrity in the end. So I think it's best that even if he does go on low, which I don't want him to, because I think he, compared to what we have right now, comparing to what his number before he got that injury, it could benefit the team. And in the future he could get us 20 goals. And I mean, we've had strikers who were close to getting that and even got that in our competition. So we need to trust him in that sense. Let him learn on the job, because I don't think the loans that we're looking to give him would really benefit his career, in terms of if the plan is to have him at Chelsea after that. He is 20 and he's going to be 21 this year, but I just don't know if we should really let him go on loan or sell him, because I think in the future it's going to bite us in the so I just don't think it would be the most ideal thing to do. But people want him to be sold, but because they want quick fixes. Mm-hmm. They want quick fixes, and I really do fear that Tuchel may consider selling him or loaning him all because he wants quick fixes, and that is why I don't think a lot of our promising youth players will get much chance under him. And I mean, Chalobah, people like to say Chalobah got a chance, but we need to remember that Valencia wanted him as a CDM. He wanted to play as a centre back. And because no other team that was interested in him wanted him as a centre back, he ended up staying at the club. So even after that Crystal Palace game, even after that Super Cup performance, the plan was still to loan him out. It was just that in the end, it worked out in the end, because it benefits us in terms of the injuries that we had. But I mean, in the end, it wasn't a case where he was going to be trusted and kept.
Yeah, again, it wouldn't make business sense from any angle you want to see it to sell him. If again, the fact that we have so many clubs, looking to sign, have actually inquired whether, checked to see if we want to sell him. That alone shows how good of a player he is. With that, I want to say thank you already for 94 likes, and we have 105 people watching. So please, if you haven't, take a second to like the video. 6 more to get to 100, and we're shooting for 200 likes by the end of the show. And again, we have another show coming up, which will be with Helgi and I've forgotten the other guy's name. And at the end of this show, you will be automatically redirected to that particular show. And again, I did share the link to Ty Talks YouTube channel. If you haven't, take a second to go check out his channel, and please do subscribe if you haven't, and then let him know I sent you. I will share the link to his channel again. Please do go and subscribe. Now, coming back to the panel, Rodrigo, you let us know what you think about Broja. Is he a player you want to see integrated into the first team, or do you think he should go out on loan again?
Yeah. Oh, is it me, or I can hear the music in the background? Or is that...
There's some music in the background, and I put out a poll to see what people think. I think more people think it's awful, so I'm going to stop it.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah. With Armando Broja, with a lot of these young players we have at Chelsea, I question sometimes the entourage, like the managers, the family, people that surround them, the sort of advice they give them. Because if I'm Broja and I'm looking at the situation at Chelsea now, especially now with pre-season, Chelsea haven't signed anyone. We linked to a lot of attacking players, but we haven't actually signed anyone. So if I'm Broja, right, I'm looking at making a mark on Tuchel's decision to keep me for a season. So I'll do whatever it takes to come back to pre-season early, to be part of the team, and make sure I showcase my skill set and attribute. But I feel as if there are some forces beyond him that's telling him, listen, you're good enough. You had a good season at Southampton. I think you're ready to step up. You need to ask to move away from Chelsea. Your career is not going to progress if you stay there. I think that's a wrong advice. I think for someone as young as him, it's too soon for him to even be thinking about leaving Chelsea because of game time. That's nonsense. At Chelsea, he will get the game time that he needs. And at Chelsea, he will be part of just being surrounded by people that, the level when you're in a club that's fighting for honors, for good league position and so on, not just in a club where the main thing is to survive in the league. So I don't really understand why.
Here's the thing, Rodrigo. Can you look beyond game time? We're looking beyond game time. The argument is whether you think he's good enough. The manager should integrate him into the team and tell us whatever your choice is. Just let us know why.
Yeah. For me, Broja is good enough. There are elements in his game that can be polished. For example, I don't think he's that good at link-up play. I watch him for Southampton sometimes. Sometimes he's good presser, but he's pressing. There's sometimes in a game where I see him as a passenger is a bit lost. But again, those are things that can be ironed out quickly. Maybe it's the games that I'll watch. Maybe it's those games that maybe they were not probably the best. It's not a big sample of games to judge him. But I think he has elements that he can improve. And I believe him coming off the bench is a good attribute. Because he's young, he's very fast, he's very strong. When defenders are getting tired, you bring a Broja, especially next season with 5-star, you bring him around 60th minute or 75th minute. He's someone that can run defenders ragged. But he always goes back to, what does Broja want? Chelsea, if you notice, Chelsea never keep unhappy players. As soon as a player say they want to leave, we usually are a club that allow players to go. So for me here, the ball is really in Broja's court. I don't think if Broja really wants to stay at Chelsea, and I think we don't have that many centre forward, and he's someone that can even play out wide if he's needed. So again, what does Broja want? We can all talk here and say we want to keep him, but if these people are telling him you need to leave Chelsea, it doesn't matter. I think he will force the move and tell the manager, right, I need regular game time and I want to go. And if that's the case, then I think he'll be really sad, but we should cash in on him.
Again, what my argument a few days ago is we shouldn't keep him for selfish reasons, in the sense that's exactly if we just want to keep him for keeping him sake and because we need numbers in the team and keeping him, because we have to, there are things we have to look at it right now. Clubs want him. It's not like there's a shortage of buyers. It's not like he hasn't shown he's able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You get my point? Now he's showing that he can do it, and probably in a better team as Chelsea, he would do even better. That's my argument. So it wouldn't make sense to even consider selling him if we know he's going to get. There's no way he gets to start like even up to 30 games, but there's a chance he comes in, proves himself, and he gets to start as many games as possible. After all, we don't have Lukaku anymore, and it doesn't look like we're looking at another striker.
But coach, I find it weird that he's not even in preseason yet, and I don't know where he is. He's probably still in Albania.
Ty, can you tell us why he's not in preseason yet? It looks like we've lost Ty. I think Ty talked about it. We're hearing that he's still going to join them. First of all, I thought it was bad news, but Ty said he will still join them in a week or so. Maybe there's something he needs to take care of.
Okay.
But when that happens, there's something going on behind the scenes. We don't know if you can interpret it as maybe, except if there is a clear message on why he's not traveling with them. Some people may well interpret it as he's behind, to talk with clubs who are interested in signing him. But that's, by the way, I get your argument. You want to say anything else so I can catch up with the chat and bring Nick Blue?
But the reason I say that is because Harvey Vale, who played literally 3 days before joining the camp, he was in the European final, and straight away he joined. That shows to me like this kid is enthusiastic. He really want to be part of this Chelsea team, and I don't understand why Broja hasn't turned up. Maybe there are reasons beyond football. So I don't want to speculate further than that.
Yeah, but that leaves room for speculation. Whether you like it or not, people will speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to quickly catch up with the chat, and I'll bring in Nick Blue again. Let me say here. This says Calvin Muzambe says, I think Broja might improve his numbers if TT gives him a chance. Chelsea's supply system is better than Southampton's. Again, that's exactly. Probably subconsciously because I read what you have on the screen. I said maybe he'd do well at Chelsea because Chelsea is an even better team. What's wrong with 10 games? It's like bench players are non-existent at this club. TT must be like Opera. You get a spot. Again, you get a spot. Again, I get that. And I sincerely thank you again, Glenn. I haven't said your name like I usually like to say it. Maybe because I'm in a bit of, some kind of, I don't know what kind of mode. I am in at this point, but I'm getting back. Maybe Rodrigo lightened up the place a bit, and those that were on the panel also, they were on fire too. Bobby, as usual, speaks fire, so I think I'm better. I'm going to keep going. Let's see if there's anything else to address here. A big up, brother Steve, and nice to see you here, the Other Time podcast. I hope you're doing well, brother, and I sincerely do mean that. Bite us in the boat. Again, what are you talking about? Background music is fine, long as it's not too loud. Okay, thank you. And I think the poll has changed to 41% saying just lower the volume. 24% said no, please. I love it, don't kill it. And 35% says, yes, please, it is awful. Okay, again, I'm torn, but 41% says just lower the music, so the majority wins the vote. So I will see what I would do in a bit. I'm going to skip to the very bottom, but I want to read this here from True Blue. He says, Broja will not accept another loan. Yep, we've talked about that like a zillion times here, and would want his career defined and expected to start games because he has no shortage of bias, which helps tell him how good of a player he is already. And here the queen of the house says, Coachella from ChelseaFC.com, N'Golo Kante and Ruben Loftus-Cheek will not travel due to their COVID vaccination status. Armando Broja would look to join up with the squad next week. The question I want you to help answer is this. why is he staying back? We want to know, because without us knowing why he's staying back, people can always, draw their own conclusions and take it as they see it. Keeping Broja only makes sense if we can sign a natural number 9. We don't really want a natural number 9 on the Thomas Tuchel, bro. You know I love you, but he doesn't look like you're paying attention what Tuchel, what he does with number 9s and all that. But then again, I get your argument. Hey, coach, music is fine, just a bit lower. Okay, thank you very much. I'm getting confirmation. Even in the chat, more people want it. Just keep the volume as low as possible. Again, the other tempo is okay. I can't even imagine. Okay, Hey, Kochila, ask the panel too about the music, whether it's distracting too. It sounded like Rodrigo was distracted, because that was the first thing he talked about. If you're on the panel and you think we should, stop the music or just lower the volume, you let me know in the private chat. Again, it says Broja will become another Piazon, lost and forgotten if you again don't give him a chance. That is just the hard truth here. And again, I want to say, Sweetbeer, thank you again. It's very kind of you to say. I sent her a GIF privately saying, okay, I apologize, I'm so sorry. And she says, okay, all is forgiven. So thank you very much, Sweetbeer. You know truly that deep down I love you, and I have private conversation that shows, yes, I do respect you, and that's why I call you queen of the house. That's who I am. I don't say things I don't mean. So coming back to the panel, Nick, I want to get your thoughts on Armando Broja. Do you think he should be integrated into the team, or do you think he should be loaned out? Whatever your decision is, you let us know why.
Yeah, as I commented, the 30-man squad is on the way to USA. 30-man squad, everyone's included. Gilmore, Gallagher, everyone, Ampadu. So this is the time they get the chance to show. They will get games. This is the time to prove to Tuchel that, like Gilmore, Gallagher, everyone, Ampadu, that, they meant for Chelsea's first team. I really want them to prove to him that, our great young players are something else. And that's why we don't need to rush and get buy this player or that player because it sounds good and because it's a big money signing. We don't need that. Start with your own players and then you look at the signings. I know we need signings at the back, like I said before. For me, Koulibaly, De Ligt are the most important of everyone. Kounde comes, and we have Sterling. We do have Sterling. It's just they're taking more time to announce it. Like Chelsea always do this. They never do anything on the weekend. It probably be announced Monday, I think, myself. But
who will be announced by Monday?
I think so, yeah.
Who? Exactly.
Sterling.
That's 2 Mondays now from you, Nick.
I know, because I know it happens. I only say what what they tell me. I'm not in the club, but I do have my friend Pat Neville. I do talk to him a bit, but even he doesn't know everything. Sorry,
Nick Romano.
Yes,
you can call him Nick Romano if you want, but go ahead, Nick.
Nick Romano.
Nick Romano. Go ahead, Nick. Let him talk, please. He's talking.
Let me talk about Broja now. This is serious. Okay. I don't want Broja. He will join the lads in the USA. I don't know exactly what's keeping him back. It's something, maybe a flu, maybe a cold, something. It's nothing big. And anyway, he will join, and I hope he proves to Tuchel that he's not the player to send on loan, because he won't accept the loan. He wants to play first team football now because he knows everyone's after him. And we can't let a player like that go. God, he's one of our best young forwards, number 9s. We don't have
for a while.
Yeah, we don't have many, do we? We have Havertz, false 9, Sterling on the wing. If Raphinha comes, he'd be great. Another winger. Broja has to stay for me because we will regret it badly if we let him go. We're going to regret it because he's going to become a superstar. That's my prediction for Broja. And and one more thing about everything. Street Bear, don't get upset for nothing, because you are a legend in the Chelsea community. You should know that. You are one of the biggest legends in every single channel. I've been myself, I came onto YouTube watching Chelsea Fan TV before I didn't know you or anyone else. But when I started watching other Chelsea channels, they were just coming into them, like GNA TV. That's when I first saw you on there. Chat, Football Terrace. I can mention a lot. They were just starting. You've been there from the beginning, and you're the best. There's no one. I can't think of anyone better than you. And Coach, he does respect you. He knows what you mean to this channel and every other channel. So big up to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nick. Just a quick update here. Something I saw. Maybe that will make Nick happy too. Let me quickly find it here again. How did I lose it? Give me a second. An important update. You could say an important update, but it raises some questions in my opinion. So I'm going to open it here quickly. I hope it opens so fast. It's just a new development. Something I know that will make Nick Blue very proud. Give me a second.
About Lewandowski, Coach.
Yeah. So the updates is this Lewandowski, that he's open. Lewandowski prefers a transfer to Barcelona or Chelsea Football Club. So Nick, are you gonna buy me a beer for that? Because I know that will make you happy.
Yeah, of course. I'll buy you 10 beers. But I knew that Lewandowski, Barcelona don't have the money. If they don't get the money, then he's coming to Chelsea, like I said. And who better than to have the Lewandowski teaching Broja? I hope, like I said, I want him to stay. Who better to have alongside Havertz, Sterling, and the rest of them? There's no one in the world right now than Lewandowski. If we get, I'll be going to every single Chelsea game, every away game, every home game, because it's going to be a lot cheaper for me, because I'm 65 now. I'll get the discount. I've been, last season I was paying 70, 80 pounds for a ticket. This season I'll be paying 20, 23, 25. So, it's a big difference. Bring me Lewandowski, please.
I want to start with you for a response, but let me quickly try and catch up with the time. I don't want it to get too long again. Thank you very much, Nick, for kindly saying what you said about Street Beer. She's an absolute legend. We started calling her the queen of all streams here, and she knows I really do mean that. We talk very often. We discuss things beyond football, beyond Chelsea Football Club also, and she knows quite well that I respect that. But I'm happy she says she's forgiven me. Again, I appreciate that. Again, I say Broja, Gilmore, Ampadu, and Gallagher should have joined the team earlier, at least have shown their hunger to some extent. Again, to some measure they have. We cannot hoard Broja or learn him 10 million times. Yep, hoarding in the sense, I think I understand what you mean. We shouldn't keep him for selfish reasons. If he's not going to fit into the manager's play, just a style of play, just let the player go and go to a place where he will be accommodated. Again, thank you for 113 likes. We still have 101 people watching. So if you haven't, please take a second or two, like the video, and also do subscribe to the channel. Again, like I've always told you, you don't necessarily have to, donate to the channel. You viewing, liking the videos alone, those things do come a long way. Don't compare Vel with Broja. Broja has had 2 loans. One at Vitesse and the other, loans, and made his EPL debut. Vel had his holiday before playing the under-19 game. True. Personally, I think we must buy CR7 if an opportunity comes. This will assist our current forwards lot, and there won't be any need to sell Broja. Plus James crosses with. Again, we'll see what happens. This is completely off topic, but N'Golo Kante lost his. Oh my goodness, Glenn, please don't do that again.
Definitely.
Glenn, it's seriously off topic. And actually off football, not even off topic again. Glenn, please don't do that again.
This is a ball involved.
Yeah, people, like the stream. Again, please like the stream. Again, it says it's extremely, it is extremely fun to rip someone apart. Trust me, it's done. Again, please, I don't think that's a comment is okay to be read here. Please be careful what we type in the chat to not get the channel into trouble. Now, Robert Lewandowski would prefer a transfer to Barcelona or Chelsea instead of staying at Bayern Munich. Rodrigo, I want to ask you this again. Let's look beyond that tweet there. That's a chance it is the truth. That's a chance it is nonsense. But if it is the truth, if it comes, we know at his age, we can forget about pressing as aggressively as Thomas Tuchel wants his attackers to press. How do we accommodate him and still make it work?
Yeah, first of all, Lewandowski is a very intelligent player. Like his football IQ is higher than Lukaku. I want to make this distinction because the reason Lukaku gave us that thing like we have to have a number 9 that presses because he was just a passenger. I think Lewandowski, the way he link up plays, the way he's able to take that responsibility in attack, you can see how he plays for Poland. He's literally he's carrying that entire attack on his back, and he's been doing that for a number of years. He's very clever. His link-up play is top class. So having him in our squad, I've learned not to get too excited when we get linked to players. So, but if this is true, we might get him. I think Tuchel also always speaks highly of Lewandowski and Haaland in the past. But I think if we get him, one thing he will offer us, apart from the goals, is that link-up play. He's basically, I know it sounds a bit rude, but to put Lewandowski and Giroud in a sentence, but he's like an upgrade of Giroud at the age that he is now. I don't expect him to be running around pressing the centre-backs, but what he will do is when we are in possession, especially when we play low block teams, you know those flick-ons, those 1-2s that you do quickly around the box, he's able to do that. And he's a deadly finisher. He finished well with his head, left foot, right foot. And I know we can say Bundesliga tax, but you can see what he does for his national team and what he does in the Champions League. And I think you can look at him as well in terms of, because I know he's 33, but he keep himself very, very fit, same as Ronaldo. So he's someone that I think he'll be an example to the young players that we have. And if we get him, I can understand why someone like Broja might want to leave, or instead of staying and learn from Lewandowski. But I think if there's any chance for us to get this guy, we have to do everything to get him, because his attitude and he's not. The thing is, he's not. It doesn't show that ego like Ronaldo, for example. That's the one thing that always scares me from signing Ronaldo, because people will say, why you want to go from an old striker to another one? Well, Lewandowski is 4 years younger at least, and he doesn't have the ego like Ronaldo, and it will give us a lot more than what Lukaku did last season. 100%. His football IQ is top quality. One of the best striker I've seen.
Sorry, Rodrigo. Well said.
No, go on.
I've been saying this for. I've been saying this. What you've been saying from the start of the after the sanctions, when we were starting to think about players, and I still think we will get him. I just have that feeling he's coming.
You think? Yeah, Nick, I still wouldn't give him the number 9 shirt. I give him number 18.
Yeah, go on.
I totally understand. I totally understand.
The number.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
Kristen Fox said it, right?
No, cursed. Wait a minute. It's not cursed. Let me just say this. It's not cursed like a lot of you think it's cursed. That's all rubbish. It's not cursed. We had great number 9s in the past. I can name you every single one. Bobby should know them as well. We had Kerry Dixon, Peter Osgood, Finiston, great number 9s. But, go and do your history lessons and you'll find out. And we need someone to carry on from Costa, Drogba, all right.
Yeah.
They didn't wear number 9, but wear that number 9 with pride and Chelsea will be back, like we were. So, number 9 is a big thing for me and for every other real Chelsea fan in the planet.
Kai, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was asking. Chris Folk said that, right?
I've forgotten who said it. No, I think I saw it on Absolute Chelsea. Maybe they quoted Chris Folk, but I didn't see it.
Absolute Chelsea quotes people. It's Christian Folk that said it, I think. Was it CF Bayern?
No,
Yeah,
let me see again if I see.
Bayern.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
Christian Folk then. That's his initials. Christian Folk.
CF Bayern, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna take what he says with a grain of salt. He's got a lot of things wrong about Chelsea, because I remember when he said we were gonna get Haaland, and Haaland is with Dortmund for pre-season, but he's gonna be coming to Chelsea very soon. He was saying him and what's his name? That German guy who's always on ESPN. What's his name? Jan Hersentoff,
Jan Fjortov.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take what they say with a grain of salt, because he even said, even when he came onto the management when Lampard was about to get sacked, he said that we're gonna get Ralph Rangnick. Ralph Rangnick is the first choice.
But we were. I don't know. Sorry to cut you. I think actually he's actually quite reliable, because we were in conversation with Haaland, so he knew that, but maybe he didn't know the final stage, as in did Dortmund accept or not. And we were also in conversation with Rangnick, but Rangnick didn't like the 6-month structure that we were offering him. So I think it's
that was not what I was about. That was not what I was about to say. I was going to say, that's the case. Yeah, I knew that Rangnick didn't like the interim manager status. I get that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that he said we're going to get Rangnick, and we're going to be giving him 2 years, and we're going to let him be our sporting director as well. That's what I'm talking about. And then it just happened to be that when he went to Man United, that was the same impression that was being gifted, that he's going to be helping them in the summer. And lo and behold, Ten Hag and him didn't, have that same agreement, and he let him go. So in terms of that, what I'm saying is that with these reports that these people are saying, it's all assumptions as well that this is the case. Perhaps he may prefer the two options of Barcelona and Chelsea. It's between them, because PSG right now, although they can afford anybody that they want, it's a case where they have certain players there already. And Lewandowski probably may not even want to go there, because the whole atmosphere at PSG right now is not the most welcoming. So perhaps he may choose Barcelona or Chelsea, but I don't know. I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because I think with these reports, they tend to hype up fans, and then they get overexcited, and then when it doesn't happen, they attack and say, Chelsea are garbage.
Let him drop. Let him drop. You can come in, because I want to go to Bobby quickly too. Go ahead, Ty.
So you're saying about all these signings, Lewandowski, but every single other place is in the same situation right now. Like the Ligt, like Koulibaly, every single one with Lewandowski is the same situation. We can get all of them, or none of them, or 3 of them. So that's what you have to know.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is that with in the cases, like the example I gave, Jan was saying that he's coming to Chelsea, that they're going to be getting him this summer. That those are the things hyping up fans that desperately wanted Haaland. That's what I'm saying. When you see things like this being hyped up, this is what I'm saying, to take with a grain of salt. Because even with the Matheus Nunes situation, we were hearing that we were going to be bidding 45 or whatever price it was going to be for him, and it's going to be coming, and it's been decided that they're going to make the signing for him, and they're going to be making that bid. And lo and behold, we have not seen a bid being made for him, because if we did, I'm pretty sure we would have heard that personal terms have been agreed or something. So because that was early in the week. So in terms of that, I'm saying that these reports need to be taken with a grain of salt, because reporters will do things for clicks. They'll do things to get people hyped up, because they know that fans want these certain players. I'm not saying that maybe Lewandowski doesn't prefer it, but I'm saying to take with a grain of salt, because at the very moment there's a possibility that this is the case. And like you said with De Light and everybody else, that is true. There's a reality, and that is why I'm saying that take every report you see with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, things can change in the blink of an eye. The only certainty right now is that unless Sterling decides that, you know what, I don't want to come anymore, which I don't think is possible because Man City have cut their losses with him and they want the money to make other signings. I don't think that that's the case. But until he holds up the shirt, nothing is guaranteed. So that's what I'm saying, to take things with a grain of salt, because we can't be left disappointed. And I know that you're an adversary for Lewandowski coming in. I remember when you came on Matthijs stream and you spoke about him and everything. And I get the point, and I understand that, and I'll be open to him. But I just think that fans need to be careful with what they believe, because reporters do this continuously and it happens every year. So we need to be careful with that.
Okay, right. Let me catch up with the chat, and I think I'd like us to look at the squad, the traveling squad, and I'll let the panelists tell me whether there's surprise or any names on the sheet or any name missing. Here we have Getanga David say Cristiano or Lewandowski. That's a tough, but Lewa's age is an added advantage. Again, that's why, because of your comment here, that's why I have the poll up there. And Just Viola says, wow, Lewandowski, I am telling myself to stop dreaming. Maybe, again, change your pillow. Maybe you stop dreaming immediately. Again, is Lewandowski worth a 16 million though, or do we get Ronaldo for 15 million? There's something, how the both players differ. The other one is, you could argue, is the most humble. The other one, you could argue, even if it's humble, I think he has an ego issue. Everybody knows that. Even those that support him knows he has an ego issue. And the other one doesn't actually, I don't know how it's to say how they differ, but maybe if you're in the chat, let us know how you think the difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lewandowski. I don't think the age will be an issue. There's something actually, there's something Rodrigo here mentioned that got me thinking maybe he wouldn't be a bad signing after all, just to be part of the team. But the question remains, would Lewandowski accept just being part of the squad and also being also like a mentor player, a mentor in the sense he helps, the younger ones understand how it's done really, and not make his coming be all about him, but understand that he's playing for a team, and there are the younger ones who want to, who he should help us, bring up the way, make him as good, or maybe as nearly as good as he is. But that's my argument. If you're in the chat again, let us know, how you think Cristiano Ronaldo and Robert Lewandowski, how they differ. I really would like to hear from you. Antonishi of what they says, good morning to you, and then 100% and all that. Thank you. So adore you fans. Yes, thank you for saying that, Queen of All Streams. I appreciate you coming down and becoming part of the conversation. That makes a whole lot of difference. Again, you know how much I love and respect you. Everybody here on the panel and and in the chat, I do love you too. We're born at Chelsea. Yes, we are. And J Chico Chibike says again, Green, and that's where I'm not sure. Is you representing Nigeria or are you talking about Chelsea? Again, I'd like to see another version of this comment where the hearts are all blue, because we're talking about Chelsea here. Oh, it was a joke. I get it, but that was, if you're talking about what you had up there before, it was a serious joke. Again, says Glenn, you're not in my league. Relax. Okay, that's hilarious. Glenn, you get what you want. And again, it says Lewandowski too expensive compared to Ronaldo. Again, you must remember that the price we're hearing from Bayern doesn't mean that's how much we're going to pay for him. If you recall how much we're quoted for Timo Werner, how much we're quoted for Kai Havertz, we ended up getting a lot more less than what we've been hearing. Then, says Sylvia, I am a Sunday League. Okay. That's a good response to that one. Smash the like button, people, says the Queen of the House. Please, if you haven't, take a second to like the video. We're at 119 likes right now. Again, and we'll be rounding off a bit earlier because I'll be engineering the next show for Helgi and Travis. Again, it says your Champions League level. Okay, thank you, Glenn, for that conversation. It is really funny indeed. Gunplay says just know Lewandowski doesn't press. Also, but has better work rate than again. And Ronaldo, can we stop name calling, please? Gunplay, I understand even if you don't like him. We don't do name calling here. So Lewandowski would be the better choice for us. I'd argue the same. Some people argue otherwise. And on the poll, we have 50%. Feels like Ronaldo will be better for us. 50% thinks Lewandowski will be better for us. Bond Champions League decided Sunday one. Again, says, can I join you, sir? You can, but you'd have to send me a message via Twitter, and then I'll be able to share the link to the panel with you. There's a lot of risk in sharing it in the chat. We've had quite a lot of bad stuff happen to fellow content creators, and I don't want to go through that. Well, I was supporting the Ronaldo news, but Lewandowski has to be the choice. Tuchel chooses. He just improves us, and people around him, Havertz will improve first. Again, we haven't said the news isn't that we're going for him. But if he's speaking as a second choice, saying he wants to go to either Barcelona or Chelsea, but right now he's bent on joining Barcelona, which means we're second choice. I doubt if the club will wait for him, or maybe they'd still go for him. I don't know. He's a professional after all. If he comes to us, I think he'd get the job done.
Coach, this would be an opportunistic move. If Barcelona can't afford him, and I can't see Lewandowski going back to Bayern. I think the bridges are burned that Bayern. So I think he's gonna leave. So if Barca can afford him, I think we have a good shout.
Again, a good argument there. Ty, while I'm still Rodrigo, you just start. Any surprises for you regarding the list on the screen? Or do you think it's okay? Let us know.
Yeah, I've got two people that I'm surprised is still here. So one of them is Michy Batshuayi. I thought this guy was gone. So and then the other one is my boy Malang Sarr. These two people, I don't know. When I look at this squad, it's not really exciting me. I don't see this as a squad that can challenge for Premier League. Like, it's just such a low quality squad. Yeah. So Michy Batshuayi needs to go. Come on. I don't even know how many more years does he have on his contract. He has to go now.
We extended with him last year, so.
Oh my god. Oh my! This guy, I remember, he's only ever done two good things: the goal he scored against Atletico Madrid, and the goal against West Brom.
That won us the league.
But what about the Ajax game?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to see the young guys. I'm happy to see how I'm a really big fan of Harvey Vale. I think this kid has a lot of potential. He has a very good football IQ. And Levi Colwill. Yeah, Harvey Vale for me is the best right now. Currently, I think he's the best academy player. He's very. I'm surprised Lewis Hall didn't go.
Yeah. Again, I'm surprised too. He's a player I love so much, and that's one of the players. One of the reasons why I've been questioning Thomas Tuchel, whether he really wants to help develop these young players, whether he really will accommodate him in his in his plans. Because Harvey Vale, that cup game he played, there's something he did that showed his Chelsea through and through.
Yeah.
That again, he's a confident player. He lost the ball, made sure he corrected his mistake, and from that mistake, he created a chance that we scored a goal from.
Yeah.
So I'm not just sure. I'm not sure.
Sorry, coach, that was Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Lewis Hall.
Yeah, I know the game you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I'm questioning Thomas Tuchel's, his willingness to accommodate the younger players. But we'll see what happens.
So
go ahead.
Who's the player for you're gonna be watching, like to see how they do in preseason when you look at this?
Harvey Vale is one of them. Harvey Vale, more importantly, I think Thomas Tuchel himself, I believe, has seen enough of what's his name, Armando Broja, in Conor Gallagher. He knows what this guy that you could say he's in the mode of Jorginho, but even better, Billy Gilmore. He knows what he can do. I'd say Harvey Vale. I want to see how he does in preseason, because he watched Conor Gallagher more. He had Billy Gilmore in his team. He knows what Billy Gilmore can do, but maybe he hasn't taken a good look at Levi Colwill. So this is a chance. I will be keeping an eye on him to see how well he does during this preseason. So it's Levi Colwill for me, and I really want us to keep him. Bro, leave the attack side with Sterling already done and one or more incoming. Ake done, and the priority should be a world-class CB. Sterling isn't done. Ake isn't done until we see a statement on the club's website. That's when I agree with you that those deals, we've been able to, get them across the line. But at the moment, I'd say no, that's not what it is. The Leeds, what's happening? I'm not sure. We're hearing that we put in a bid, but the bid isn't even close to what Juventus are asking, and that infuriated Bobby, I too, and everyone else on the panel there. But that's, by the way, it says both owner, but Mr. Cry. Okay, let me see what I see here. One is striker for a year. I think we want a striker, and Lewandowski, if we get him, will probably most definitely be a year deal or maybe 2 years. Only two good things. A new phrase of football IQ.
Look, I think. Look, I don't even. Where's Ruben Loftus-Cheek? I don't even see his name on that.
He does have a vaccine.
Yeah. If you were paying attention, I think he's not vaccinated, and I don't think you're allowed into the country if you're not vaccinated.
What, into America?
Yeah.
I thought that rule had changed.
Anyway, no, it hasn't. It's even stricter right now. Stricter right now, if you ask me.
That aside, look, let's not get delusional. This is the Alamo stuff. This is not a team of any quality whatsoever. This is the Alamo, and this is what we're going into a season with. So my mind is, how do we go into a season with this deplenished team? What we have done since we won the Champions League is slowly weaken the team. We weakened it last season, and we're weakening it even further. I mean, we haven't completed the deal for Raheem Sterling, not to mention Lewandowski. So I'm not even thinking of that. I'm not even thinking of anything other than what we've got. I'm even looking at Ampadu as a left centre back and Chalobah as a right centre back. That's what we're taking into the season. That is the reality. That's what we've got, and that's what we need to work with. So how well we will do with that, to be brutally honest, we will not do very well. There are so many other teams with better quality players than we have. And for the first time in a long time, Chelsea will be attacking a season with scant quality. This is Todd Boehly, this is Thomas Tuchel, and everybody else. So let's just try and get our minds into that. Looking at Boehy, getting pressed to take pictures of him carrying files, going to have lunch at different parts of the world, doesn't impress me. I don't know what that's got to do with football, but if that's what we're here for with this new lot that's owning Chelsea, well, we better just brace ourselves, because it's not going to be a comfortable ride. And I think they're showing how they lack intelligence. You spent 4.25 billion to 4.5 billion on a football club, and you can't even organize yourself to maintain its success. Pathetic.
Again, you have every right to argue that given the way things are going, but still, I'm confident we still do well. But I guess where I'm concerned really is the players not being available to join the team so they can, be properly integrated into the team before the season starts. Again, that's me. Chelsea moving on from De Light to Koulibaly. Is that what you're hearing? Can you let me know if that's the case? I want to know. And Adeoye Emmanuel, so Chelsea has lit up a 65 million bid for Kounde. Oh, where did you hear that? If you can share the link, I'd really appreciate that. ADIT says, how come no one talking about replacing Aspie? Reece will be our only right back, but Dusan Sterling did good last season. Let's see what happens. Sorry?
Where's Dusan Sterling? He didn't go.
He's not on the list.
Wow, no, I can't see his name on the list.
Even more stupidity. We have become a joke. I keep telling people there's nothing here to inspire any confidence whatsoever. Someone like Dejan Sterling should have been pivotal to our plans going forward. Where is he? He's not there. So this is a joke. lads. We've become a joke. Honestly, this makes no sense whatsoever.
It doesn't.
Even go on this tour.
It doesn't really. Truly, it is annoying. I say if the Ligt wants a Bayern, that's fine. I just want a player that actually wants to play for us. Again, maybe we're not seeing again. I don't know how else to argue, against or against that. Klaus going to Olympic and say, I wouldn't mind him as a backup. Not even as a backup. His numbers ain't that bad, but I just don't know why we're not serious about him. Maybe because he's not playing for a big name club, or maybe he's not because his fee isn't that high. So I just don't know. Klaus going where to Olympic Marseille, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. RLC Kante not vaccinated, 7 weeks to go. We will not be going into the season with that squad. That's the truth. A lot would change. But again, I'm not looking forward to this season. Again, even if you are, just temper your expectations with some measure of patience. You'll be safe, because if you expect too much, you're not telling yourself the truth. Division Stalin 0 goals, 0 assists in 1,800 minutes for Blackpool. Again, you are always negative. Who are you talking about? Be specific so we know. Again, I must say, I see.
Talking about Bobby.
Yeah, I think he's probably referring to Bobby. That's probably, but he always gets that. I'm so angry. Again, that's, by the way, again, just calm down, Queen. Everything will be all right. Now, again, I'm going to come back to the panel. I'm going to say for the list, I believe the list would change. Again, over time, it will change most definitely. But what's his name? Hakim Ziyech being part of the group, even after releasing that statement that he did, although the statement didn't say he's leaving Chelsea, but again, you know how people are. The media took it and ran with it. To them, it is a sign that he is, he's gonna, leave the club. And this, Ty, you're saying Broja would join them in a week. Again, it only makes sense.
A week next week.
Next week, right? You didn't tell us why he isn't in the list in the first place.
Because I don't know, and I'm not going to lie. And
maybe that's serious, because
does Broja have a British passport? Maybe Albanian, and to get into the US, maybe there's some visa and work. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Isn't he English though?
He is.
He's English.
He was Albanian, but he was born in England. So
yeah,
I don't know if he has.
No, he chose to represent Albania, right?
Double nationality, and could use his British passport to travel to America. So I don't know. Maybe it could be that. It could be something like that, or maybe I don't know. No idea.
Yeah, can I say something quickly?
Hold on a minute, Rodrigo. Broja was born in England. He's English.
Yeah, no, born in
He can play for Albania. It doesn't make any difference. He's got an English passport.
I know that.
He has an English passport. It's probably a code or something. It's nothing serious.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can I say something, please?
Okay, Ty, to you, any surprises for you on the list? And I'll get Nick started. I think we should be ending the show in a few minutes, because the next show I will be the engineer. Go ahead, Ty.
I'm not surprised because we practically have everybody from the loan army as well as the squad that we had last season coming back. I'm not surprised because we haven't gotten any of them loaned out. The only players that have gone on loan is our youth players. That's about it. So I'm not surprised at all. I am disappointed about Dujon Sterling, and I knew Ian Maddison wasn't in the squad from yesterday, so I mean I've already come to terms with that. So I mean, how many players are you allowed? Is there a set amount of players you're allowed to carry?
I'm not sure.
Someone, this is just as an assumption, but is it making space for if new signings come in? I don't know, and I just want to know that.
I don't think you have a limit. You can take 100 players with you in preseason if you can.
Okay, so that means that it's just a case of, I don't know.
Let me get this. Showtime is saying you don't need to be vaccinated to enter the country. I traveled
In
a while
certain
ago.
places,
Before I went back, I had to even postpone my return date to make sure I'm vaccinated before I come in. I wasn't allowed to come in. I don't know, maybe not from the countries or maybe from the British government. I'm not sure how, but you know where I traveled to because you know me well, Showtime. Before I got back, I had to even postpone my return date to get vaccinated and be sure. Again, I think more importantly, to be sure I don't have COVID before I return or something like that. Maybe I misunderstood what I'm supposed to do or something.
Maybe they have COVID. That's why they can't go.
Or maybe they have it already. That may well be the case. Boehy and Co. lied to CFC fans. They're not going to sign anyone. Again, we'll see. Just remember, I told you we'll be all right. Ziyech parted ways with his agent. That's exactly what that statement was about. But the people are talking about as if that's a sign that he's leaving the club. And Ziyech, excuse me, is one player that I know the club will not let go, except if they're sure that they're going to get a replacement for him. I don't think they just let him leave like that.
That post, you can actually, because you can actually see that post in a different way, in a positive way. Maybe his agent was pushing him to go to AC Milan. Maybe he doesn't want to go there. So he fired him because he said in that post he want to take all the football, like his football career in his own hand. Maybe I don't know. That's just.
Or it could be the opposite.
Yeah.
Remember, it could be like with Lukaku's ex-agent, who's the one who was telling him to stay at Chelsea, and then he got rid of him because he wanted to go back. So
that may well be the case, and it's close to Lukaku. Go ahead, they're friends.
Yeah. So in that sense, and I never got to finish what I was saying about the squad right here as well. I was also saying that, in terms of that, it's like what I was saying before about, me being concerned about some of the youth players, because yes, people say that we can't fill the entire squad with youth players, but you have to keep the best at least. And right now, the ones that really deserve a chance, or I think there's at least 5 of them, and 5 of those are in positions that we're lacking. So I think in a sense we can't sell everybody in one window, but we should have started the process a long time ago so that the chopping of the squad, or the trimming rather of the squad, is a bit easier, because we need to get rid of these players. And I think in a sense we need to just accept any amount that we can for these players, because we're not going to get a profit off them. We're not going to get more than probably 5 million for some of them. So we need to just accept our losses and just call it a day, because if we keep doing this, we're going to keep falling down in negotiations, and that's exactly what's been happening with certain players. Barkley, negotiations fall apart. Bakayoko, we agreed for him to do a 2-year option on loan at AC Milan. No, they don't want him, and now there's another club interested in him. So it's all over the place. So we need to just accept that in this case we just have to accept that that we may not see certain players stay at the club, and as unfortunate as it is, it's just the reality that we're in. And people say Bobby is being negative, but I can understand where he's coming from. Right now, there's no certainty that we're gonna get a right back in or a right wing back in. So at least I'm still waiting to see if there's a particular reason why Dujon still isn't there, but I'm really not sure about this. I feel as if you don't have any assurance that anybody that you're going for, you'll get them. So you keep, or you bring along with you on the tour somebody who you claimed to have liked. But I mean, right now I don't want to fully judge Tuchel in terms of this or the decision that's been made before I learn about what the reason why Dujon Sterling has been excluded from the squad. But I don't know.
This comment here, I highlighted it because it's a very good comment indeed. Why are we disappointed about a player or players? Let me just adjust that a bit. Or players not getting picked doesn't mean that they're part of this traveling. The part of the team traveling to the US doesn't mean they're going to be picked. I think that makes a perfect sense. So I'm going to come to you quickly, and I think we'll end with this thought right here. Nick, I want to ask you this. For you, would you rather keep Levi Colwill or pay anything, pay 50 million or anything not 50 million for Nathan Ake? Your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, 100%. I will keep Levi Colwill. Ake is more experienced, yes. He's had a time in the Premiership, but Levi Colwill is only 19, and he will become a great player. He showed maturity. For me, there's no question to pick Ake in front of him. I'm not, Ake is not a great player. City ain't getting rid of Ake because it's good. Pep knows what he's doing. All right, they have a big squad, but if he can't get into that squad, that means he's not that great for me. Levi Colwill will become. We will take Ake and a lot of other players in this squad of us in the future. But you don't get rid of a young talent like that. No chance. And this squad, everyone's getting worried. We're sending all our young players. Bobby's getting worried. Everyone's getting worried. I don't know why. Because every time there's a preseason friendly, a tour, Bobby, you should know, when we go on friendlies, we don't usually take the best players. We take a squad and like Batshuayi, Barkley and all these, we want them to play so, someone can look at them and maybe buy them. You have to look at everything. Don't get overexcited that we're rubbish and we're not going to do nothing, because we will. Everyone's getting too worried and too, I don't know what to say, the other word. Yeah, it's a squad, 30-man squad, with a great loanees in there to prove a point, and with the dead wood in there to hopefully resell them. That's what they do in Chelsea right now. When it comes to the first team, this squad won't be the 25-man squad Tuchel will pick in the end. But,
I beg to differ a bit.
I know, Bobby. I know what you're going. Go on. Yeah, go on. I'll let you go.
I've seen us go to many a pre-season with the likes of John Terry, Lampard, Ashley Cole. We take our players for the season to pre-season. That is the whole purpose. Drogba, taking part in a lot of pre-season. So us not even having these players to take part, and you look at our rivals already with their signings taking part, for me is a source of great concern. Now, I'm not panicking. I just face the reality and to reduce expectation, because you look at that squad, you cannot expect that squad to compete for anywhere near the top half of the table. It's just not going to happen.
No, I'm not saying. Of course, that's. I just said it, Bobby. This is a friendly squad, if you like to say. This is a chance for the youngsters to show what they're made of, and like I said, for the deadwood to hopefully make someone buy them. Forget drop a Lampard or those days. This is a squad we don't have any signings in yet, so we can't take them. If we did, we might have taken them, yes. But I'm not worried. Like you're saying, you're so concerned. I'm not concerned one bit, because at the end of the day, when the season starts, we're going to have a proper squad. That's why I'm not worried. And and if you go back in the past when we had a free before Drogba, Lampard, and all those days, before we had those players, we always took the youngsters on these tours to show, to see what they're made of. That's what we've been doing since I've become a Chelsea fan. Since I began at Chelsea, I haven't become a Chelsea fan. I've been born as a Chelsea fan, as you know. So you have to think about everything.
Let's talk about this quickly. Rodrigo, I want to start with you on that one. The question I want to ask is this. Some people argue that we're taking Man City rejects. Now, maybe to solve that problem, or Ty, you have anything to say before I go to Rodrigo? Ty, do you have anything to say before I go to Rodrigo?
About what?
No, anything about what they were talking. You were laughing, so I thought maybe you had something to say.
No, it was because of the fact that Bobby said that that team itself cannot compete will not compete to even for the top half of the table. So that's why I was laughing. But I mean the Levi Colwill thing as well. I would agree with to keep him because I think you need to have certain players to add to depth. And right now, only signing Ake and Sarr not really being as impressive. I don't know. You need that assurance that you have somebody there, just in case Ake doesn't hit the ground running.
It makes sense. Rodrigo, let me come to you.
We haven't even signed this Ake.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby, if you want to say something.
But we haven't even signed this Ake that we're talking about.
Yeah, we haven't. We only have a personal agreement in place with him. We haven't agreed anything with City.
Yeah, we've had an agreement with Sterling. I know.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we should, carefully, we'll talk about we signed, because some people are saying we've already signed them, the two players, but that's really not the case. For Ake, we just agreed personal terms, which, I think, how the media, they like to twist it to get you to click on them. And for that of Raheem Sterling, we've been hearing for the past 50 years that we just final details left to get the deal completed. And on that day, I argued final details could mean a whole lot of stuff. It's just saying, telling somebody, see you soon. Soon could mean tomorrow. Soon could mean a week later, a month later, 10 years later. You don't know. But that's by the way, Rodrigo, I'm going to come to you. While you talk, I'm going to help the other guy start the other show while this one is still going on. We don't have to end this one. And it works in the sense that when this one ends, people will be, automatically redirected to the other show. And thank you, DJ Saab. Just sent me an update, and I will share with everybody on in a bit. The question I have for you: people are arguing that we're taking Manchester City rejects, and I argue otherwise because those two guys we're taking from them are both good players. And I watched Jan today look at the statistics of Nathan Ake. It wasn't really bad, and even Raheem Sterling's numbers aren't really that bad too. So why are we saying we're taking Man City rejects? They actually want to keep them.
Because Man City is not going to miss Nathan Ake or Raheem Sterling. They will make no difference to them whatsoever. And they're coming to Chelsea is not going to make that much difference to us either. They're rejects. They're not good enough. That's the reality.
Who do they have though for as a replacement in terms of slot in Raheem Sterling though? Because Grealish is not a winger. He's an attacking midfielder. So that's definitely. And I haven't heard that they've signed anybody else.
So do you think, Rodrigo? You go ahead. I'll bring Bobby in to finish his thought, and Ty also will tell us what he thinks, whether he thinks we're getting Manchester City rejects, or if he differs.
Yeah, I think reject is a bit harsh to put on Sterling and Ake, because once in the past, someone could argue, say De Bruyne was a Chelsea reject. Look what he went on to achieve. Or Mo Salah was definitely a Chelsea reject. Look what he went on to achieve. Sometimes a player just doesn't fit into a system, and then he goes somewhere else, and he does really well. So I wouldn't necessarily judge them because they don't get into the City team, and that's on them. I mean, maybe they just don't fit in how Pep likes to play. It doesn't mean because they don't fit in that system, and if it comes to us, they won't fit in and improve us. Again, sometimes it also depends on the player's mentality. So some players, I like players that feel like they have a point to prove, especially if they've been rejected by a big club like Man City, and they come to Chelsea and they have that hunger to succeed, and they want to do well. So hopefully these two players have that. And I think I remember a few streams ago when we were talking about Sterling, maybe before we were just linked to it, before we agreed that. I was always saying I'm worried about Sterling's motivation. Is he motivated when he's coming to Chelsea? Does he see this as a step down? Does he see this as another challenge so that he can improve his game, or he can contribute and help Chelsea win the league. If that's the mentality he has, then I'm not worried. But if he's another passenger that's coming, take a little pay rise, and he's just gonna coast through life thinking, "Oh, I've already achieved everything in English football at Man City," then that's not gonna be nice. So I know why a lot of fans don't see this. Why are we buying a bench player, Man City? I see differently. I see as maybe they just didn't fit in the way City play, and we don't play like Man City. Maybe they will come to us and actually contribute more than they were contributing at City. Maybe they can even come in and improve themselves and improve the team. So it's not a negative to take a player that was on a bench from another team. Yeah, as long as
thank you.
Yeah, as long as,
go ahead.
Yeah, for me, the biggest point for me whenever you sign a player, especially coming from a big team, I always question the motivation, the hunger for the game. How motivated are they? So that you can only see that. That's like in hindsight, isn't it? You can only say that once you see the player playing before you give them a benefit of the doubt. So let's actually get them in first, because I'm with Bobby on this. I don't get excited anymore until I see players holding the shirt or official statement, everything being signed. All right.
Yep. Again, thank you very much for that input. How about you, Ty? Do you think the reject? Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I really need to come in here. I didn't take that upstairs. Look, when we start talking, maybe, but, if, perhaps, that is hope. This is mediocre stuff. Mediocre stuff. We are just bringing players that are coming in to struggle with the rest of the team. We're going nowhere with this. Nowhere. Quality doesn't hide. What we're bringing in is players that couldn't quite make the cut at Man City. That's the truth. Let's not pretend. So they're going to come to Chelsea. They're not going to make any difference. When a player is going to make a difference, you will speak with confidence. You know what they're coming with. And it will be a surprise if they don't deliver. Whereas these guys are coming, it will be a surprise if they do deliver. Because I'm not expecting that much from either of them, to be brutally honest, especially with the team around them. This is a mediocre team. It's been deplenished, and it will not perform well next season as it is. I don't know what Boehly's doing. I hope he's got some magic wand up his sleeve. We've been hoping and ifing and butting. We've seen a guy go around with a big file, flying across the world to go have lunch somewhere, and absolutely nada. A player should be in Chelsea today. I don't care what everybody else is saying. Today. It hasn't happened. And what that translates to is we have a problem. Period. I don't see us buying anybody. All these people we're linked with, it's all talk. It doesn't take this long. Every other team has shown you link them to a player, a week, 2 weeks, they've got the player. Chelsea, it's all stories. That's the reality, and that's what I'm preparing my mind for.
Yeah. I think coach is left.
I get the argument that you want to say anything. Go ahead.
Can I say something, please?
Wait a minute, Ty.
Nick, let Ty talk. He hasn't spoken for a while. Once he's done, you talk, please, Nick. I'm sorry. Ty haven't spoken for a while. When he wanted to talk
Ty, all I hear is Ty. What do you mean he hasn't spoken for?
Where did I speak? I haven't spoken about this topic. It was Bobby and Rodrigo that was speaking. I've been waiting. Anyways, what I'm saying is that what Bobby is saying, I don't remember the point I was gonna make now. Crap. Anyways, what I was gonna say about that in as well is that with Raheem Sterling in particular, there are underlying issues for why that hasn't gone through yet. There is a situation right now that the fact that he's in Jamaica means that is already a roadblock itself, because there's some regulations that are currently in the country that has prohibited from happening. So it's a case of waiting until he comes back, or unless the the club find some way, or in some case the medical team find some way of getting past those restrictions and then getting in. Yes, we're taking too long to make deals, but the situation right now is the fact that the targets that we're supposedly linked with, the parent clubs of those clubs are making it difficult. Raphinha, the club are holding off for him because their bid is the only accepted bid by Leeds at the moment. I mean, the Ligt is somewhere that they're reportedly working on, but there's a bidding war going on with Bayern Munich. The targets that they're supposedly looking at are are being targeted by other clubs as well. So it's not as in the case of Man City when they got Haaland, where they did it secretively, when they did it ahead of the window, and they had the opportunity to do that because other clubs, despite Real Madrid wanting him, the situation is that they accepted Dortmund's demands and they got him in. Julian Alvarez, January they signed him, loaned him back. That was something that I'm pretty sure no other club was looking at getting him in. Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus had admirers from other clubs. He decided to choose Arsenal because Arsenal was probably the only serious club interested in him to a level where they would meet Man City's demands. So the comparisons that people are making, and I think people tend to forget that yes, people say you can't use this as an excuse because it's been so long now, but when it comes on to changing ownership mid-season, when you have plans, you speak to that owner, expecting them to be there still, and then you have to change an ownership. You have and plus priorities change. If Aspi leaves, you're gonna need to do other things. So you're gonna shift which targets you want, versatility and things like that. So yes, we're taking too long, and 4 weeks before the season start, that is not a good indication, and they're not going to be settled in even if we do sign competent amounts of signings. So I think in terms of that, yes, we're not doing things, but at the same time, it's not as easy as in the case of Man City and Arsenal and other teams have made it out to be, especially for Chelsea, considering the fact that yes, people say that sanctions have been lifted a long time ago, but considering the fact that you plan ahead for the summer and it's not the same owner, he's going to take different discussions with that ownership. And the only issue I have is that Todd Boehy had promised certain amount of targets, and we haven't even seen one even have their toes through the front door. So I can get that, but I just think that people need to stop comparing Chelsea to the other clubs when those clubs were able to discuss long before, and we had to wait until May 31 before we got this whole sanction issue lifted, and we could feel comfortable that the club may not be in issues with administration and things like that. So yes, we're not signing anybody at the moment, but right now it's not easy to just say that look at what other clubs are doing, because it's not a case where we were able to have business as usual. We could only speak to players, but we couldn't discuss with other clubs.
Nick, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, but every time I try and say something, someone has to come and cut me off. So, yeah, look, I want to say this to Bobby. I know, Bobby, we're a bit not scared. I'm not scared or worried that much, but yeah, I know we haven't made any signings yet. Don't forget, there's a lot to do. You said it yourself before. The sanctions and everything made us, fall behind a lot. That's that's the main reason why we haven't announced anyone, no one. But we will make signings. It's just a matter of time. Don't forget we're halfway through the transfer window. All right, because we haven't got anyone ready for the season. I know you're a bit worried. I'm not, because we have great players at this club. Don't forget we're world champions. We're champions or champions of the world, and we won the Champions League. just around yesterday. So I'm not worried. The players we have, we will keep till we get the right people. We're not going to rush and get anyone. It'd be great to get the players we've been mentioned with, of course. And I think at least 3 we will get. And the other thing is, don't underestimate your club. Never. That's a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nick, for that input. Again, anybody on the panel has anything else to say, or should we call it a day?
Turmeric peas, and then I put some sweet chili sauce in there. So. Yeah, come in.
Where are we hearing somebody order his food? Rodrigo, why are you doing this to us? Again, Bobby, coming to you, your final thoughts on everything we talked about today so we can move on. Bobby, are you still there?
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something. So what was the question?
Problems. Your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today, because the other show has started already and I'm their engineer, so I'm going to try to go join them.
Okay, just quickly, I mean, I've taken my mind off transfers. I'm looking at what we've got and I'm bracing myself. Hopefully, Tuchel can continue doing magic. But if we have any expectations with these players that we've taken to pre-season, I think we'll be deluded.
Anybody else? Ty, your final thoughts on everything we talked about today? How about you, Rodrigo? Are you free to talk? Nick, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today. Why is the panel so quiet?
Because they know they're wrong. That's why they're so quiet.
Yeah,
no,
Nick,
sorry, Nick, I wasn't here. Did you ask a question? So I wasn't here.
No, I'll come back to you, Rodrigo. Don't worry. Nick, you go ahead. Your thoughts on everything we talked about today.
Wait a minute, Rodrigo, let me finish. I'll start now. Yeah, apart from Rodrigo, who talks a lot of things, I like his input. But the Thai, Bobby, I think you're out of this league. Sorry to say that, but I think you are. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Rodrigo talks a lot of sense, but you two talk a lot of nonsense sometimes.
Nick, we're all entitled to our opinions, not just you.
I'm telling you, this is my opinion. I'm not entitled.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Yeah, go ahead.
Am I entitled or not?
No, you are. Go ahead. We're all entitled to our opinions. Go ahead.
That's why I'm saying. Everyone's getting so worried, hyped up. We're not taking the right players. We're not doing this. We're not doing that because we're behind. And the main reason we're behind because we let the great Marina go. That's why. Yeah, she could have stayed and helped us, but no. They fell out because Tuchel was too big-headed, and Boehy the same. We have Marina now. We would have had 3 great players right now. So all this talk about Marina it was bad, and that's a lot of rubbish. She was the best ever thing for Chelsea Football Club. And
can I ask you this quickly, Nick, if you don't mind?
Let me finish for once.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I'm just saying the truth, the facts. This is the facts. And I don't understand why people are still putting down Marina. All she was a negotiator. She wasn't a scout, and she didn't bring the players in. She done the money side. Well, how many times I have to say it? But she's been given a bad name now from some so-called Chelsea fans, which, if I see them at Stamford Bridge, they better hide themselves. That's what I want to say.
Okay, should I ask you what I want to ask you?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe it was because I was preparing to help them start the other show. Did anybody on the panel talk about Marina?
No. But we have talked about it in the past, all right?
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. I just wanted to know. Rodrigo, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today?
Yeah. So in summary, I missed the first part of the show, but from where I joined, we talked about Broja a lot. So obviously we were all questioning why isn't he in the squad? Is there anything happening? Is he gonna leave? And our opinions whether we want to keep him. I think it was a consensus on the panel. I think everyone wants to keep Broja, and we believe he'll add a lot. He'll add a lot of quality if he stays. And there's no need to go out on another loan if he's not gonna learn more than staying at Chelsea and being in an environment with people who are competing for major honors and so on and so forth. And then obviously people are still worried about no transfers. And another link and more links today, Lewandowski. Fingers crossed we get him, touch wood. But I'm not going to celebrate until I see him or I see concrete offers on the table. And obviously, I don't think people answer that question. Why is Lewandowski better than Ronaldo, and why we prefer
Let me answer that for you. Let me answer that. Lewandowski hasn't got that big-headedness what Ronaldo has. Ronaldo thinks it's just him. He's the best in the world. He thinks, maybe he was near. For me, he wasn't. Messi was the best in the world. And I always said Lewandowski was above him.
Okay,
I don't go back on that. For me, no. Ronaldo
I was just giving.
Wait a minute, Rodrigo. I just want to say.
No, Nick, please let him finish.
Answer the question, man. What's wrong with you?
Did he ask you, Rodrigo? Did you ask him a question?
Yes, he did.
I was summarizing.
Rodrigo, did you ask Nick a question, please?
No, I was summarizing what we discussed today because that's the question you asked us, right?
You said you don't want to compare Ronaldo with Lewandowski.
No. I said. Because obviously a lot of people will argue saying you want to have an older striker while you rejecting Ronaldo, and obviously we in the panel we were all at least most of us were in agreement that Lewandowski is a better option, and some of us gave reasons as to why. And I know Nick, you always vouch for Lewandowski, and I agree with you. I think Lewandowski is a better option, and he will elevate our attacking. And then obviously the next thing is we looked at the squad who's going to America. Sty was obviously worried where's Dujon Sterling. I agree with him. I feel as if you're gonna have the only right back or / right wing back in the team apart from Reece James, and he's not even in the preseason squad, we have the right to question what's happening. Maybe he was injured in the last few days of preseason training. We don't know. Maybe we'll hopefully Tuchel has a press conference and people ask him these type of questions, because usually journalists ask stupid questions that fans want to know, but they never really ask the manager. So all in all, I think again another good stream, and hopefully this Sterling. I know Sterling has an issue in Jamaica. I think there's another outbreak of another. I think it's one of virus or something. So
it's been handled. It's been handled.
It's been handled. Yeah.
Monkeypox.
So hopefully,
there was only one. There was only one case, and they've isolated that person. So it's going to take 4 weeks.
Okay. I can understand why. Maybe that's the delay. So again, fingers crossed. We should hear about Sterling next week. And I know with Chelsea, it's always Monday you get good news. They say that's going to be announced on Friday. Friday nothing happens. It's like a rinse and repeat, but right, we still give them a benefit of the doubt. I know I drive the anxiety train, but I'll calm down and I'll let the club do what they need to do, because they know you're looking at the list of players going to America. I agree with Bobby. That team is nowhere near competing for major honors, so we need reinforcement, and hopefully they will happen before the 5th of August when we play Everton. Because if we play the team that I'm seeing now, if that team is a team that's going to play against Everton, we might win, but I think it's not going to be a straightforward win. And we might even lose that first game. So yeah, again, thanks for having us on the stream.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. I appreciate you finding time to join. And again, if you're in the chat, I want to say please keep praying for Liam Lane. He contracted COVID and he wasn't doing well the last time I spoke with him. I wasn't able to contact him yesterday, as I promised. I hope he gets well soon. And he himself he's strong and he believes he'll get well soon. I hope by now he's better. Keep praying for Liam Lane to get well soon, and also keep praying for Stibia, whatever she's going through, so that she will overcome it. And she knows we love her and we'll love her forever, no matter what happens. Again, thank you, Ty. Your final thoughts on everything we talked about, so that we can round off.
Yeah. First of all, get well soon, Liam, and regarding Street Beer, I hope things get better soon as well. Yeah, I mean, with everything, it was really an interesting stream. It's always juicy. in terms of the conversations and the debates. The thing though is I can understand like what a lot of people are saying in terms of being concerned, having a sense of feeling that things may not progress in a positive way in terms of signings. But I mean, like I was saying, with certain players like Dusan, Sterling, and Ian Matheson not being included, which is kind of unfortunate, because we need to at least see how they are to see if they're players to consider for the future, or you never know what may happen. But I mean, in everything else, it's just waiting and seeing what happens. It's unfortunate and it is frustrating, because we're seeing other clubs strengthen, and right now it looks like we're weakening. So yes, it's not the greatest, but I mean, like with the news on Lewandowski, with the news of Ronaldo strengthening as well, it would be interesting to see if that was just media talk or if it's actually a possible thing. But I mean, right now, like I said, it's a waiting game, and we'll have to see what happens there. Thanks for having me, and I hope that you get to 4,000 soon. You're getting there slowly. I keep checking to see how close you are. So you're making good progress, and it's wonderful, because you're one of the few persons that actually deserve it.
Thank you. I sincerely do appreciate that love. I know you do care about your perspective, and I do care about Thai Talk CFC too. And I know we're working together, and you will get to 1,000 as sooner than later. So I appreciate all the support, and you always finding the time to join on the panel here. So while I'm at it, I did share the link to his channel, but you can find the link. Yes.
Sorry to cut you. Ty, can you say when you're streaming so we know when to join? Because when are you streaming next? Can you give us
Yes,
some?
Ty. You have to let them know. You see, they love you too, Ty.
That's difficult. Probably next week. Is it going to be about the formation situation?
Okay, just let us join.
Yeah, just let us know.
Right?
Let's set it up in a way that after the show on Chester's perspective here, we automatically direct traffic to your side, because you deserve it. Okay? So now, if you're watching, please go check out Thai Talks CFC YouTube channel. I've shared the link to his channel in the chat before. And again, I'd like you all to go follow everybody on the panel. We have Thai Talks CFC. Follow them on Twitter. Follow Bobby on Twitter. Follow Nick on Twitter, and also do follow Rodrigo on Twitter. Please do so to help them grow. It's not easy. They're doing this for free. And again, I couldn't do it alone. Yes, I can stream alone, but with them, you get a different perspective, and they get educate you well, and you learn from each of them as the show progresses. So thank you very much to everyone, and also thank you to those in the chat. It's never easy. I sincerely do appreciate you all finding time to join the show. I appreciate the Queen of all streams, and thank you for saying you've forgiven me for what you said I did. Thank you to Steve Chelsea. Thank you to Queen of the House. Thank you to King Slayer of all people. I appreciate you, Chelsea, all the way. Thank you to Queen of the House, who was here and but has left. Thank you to Steve Chelsea. Also, everyone else, if I miss your name, my apologies. I am only human. Again, I hope to see you guys later in the day for the evening show with Louisa, but there's a chance I'll be in the background also. Again, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for all the love and support I get from you guys. It's amazing, and I am humbled. See you guys later. God bless us all, and bye.